of Deckin Around. My name is Tyler.
I am Steve.
And today we are so excited to have Tyler Sherwin on the show. Tyler Sherwin is an amazing magician. You may know him for some of his vape magic from, several years ago. He's really big on TikTok right now. And he's actually just all around, we had a great time talking in the pre-show the other day, all around creative entrepreneurial magician, which I absolutely love to meet people with his kind of driven mindset because it really creates like awesome conversation. So
yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, no, Steve and I have been pumped for this one for a while. The second we stumbled across Tyler's page, we were like, we got to have this guy on the show. It's going to be an absolute blast.
I'm not going to lie here. I'm not going to lie. You stumbled across this page because I don't do TikTok.
There you go.
You're the one who sent me the message being like, dude, check this guy out. And I saw him and I'm like, oh my God, I love it.
Now, without a doubt, I mean, he is a consummate entertainer, no question about it. And it's going to be a fun time, man, tonight. I'm really excited.
I am too.
Before we jump into it, everybody, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
And ring the bell.
There you go.
We appreciate it if you ring the bell, like, and subscribe. That's you too, Matt.
We're going to take a quick word from our sponsor here, guys, and then we're going to jump into the show. See you in a second.
Join us as we celebrate the marvelous and fascinating things that surround us, all in the palm of your hands. You will be mesmerized. Follow us on Instagram at MarvelousDecks and at MarvelousDecks.com.
I still can't get over that it's not your voice in the voiceover anymore, so it's always weird when it starts off.
MarvelousDecks.com.
Like I like still say it in my head.
I'll have to do a new one, and I'll have to do it like that voice for it.
Okay, we'll give it over to Keller, and he can swap it out for us. But I gotta say, man, I absolutely love when it used to be the shimmer reel, we'll call it. But guys, we're
gonna have
so
to make a
pumped for this
T-shirt
show,
that says "Does it shimmer?"
Shimmer, SHIMMAH exclamation mark.
Yeah, does it shimmer?
Oh my God, I love it. Well, guys, we are so excited for tonight's guest. Again, we're having Tyler Sherwin on the show. If you haven't checked out Tyler Sherwin, also, you should at TS_magic on Instagram. And I'm completely blanking on his TikTok right now, but he will tell you the second he's coming in because we're pulling him in right now, guys. So get ready for some fun. Here is Tyler Sherwin. What up, man?
Hey, thank you, Steve. Thank you, Tyler, for having me on the show tonight. How you guys doing?
Absolutely great, man. How you doing tonight?
Feeling blessed as always, just excited to be here and excited to talk, man. It's kind of difficult to go out and perform or even talk to people nowadays. So this is an awesome thing that you guys are doing.
Yeah, can you actually put your mask on, please?
Absolutely.
I love it. Oh my God, I love it, man. But yeah,
dude, I don't know how many times I've seen you do that, but I don't even care. It literally makes me laugh every freaking time. I love it.
It doesn't get old. And what I love about it too is because I know, you've started doing some Omegle stuff or you've been doing Omegle stuff for a while, but like every video, the reaction people get with it, even when they recognize you, it's like you just blown their mind. It's so entertaining. And I've started to kind of theorize that we're creating this new realm now where it's not necessarily magic, it's magic reaction. Like people love seeing people react to magic. Even though they may not, it blows my mind how much that's becoming its own little stream there now because people are like, oh man, these people are loving it. I love this. So positive.
Yeah, I think it's kind of it's just nice to be able to perform magic again and just in a different way. And this really, you can learn a lot about yourself and how powerful this trick truly is by getting a reaction through Omegle. Like if you can get a reaction through the camera, that is a very good magic trick.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's just so much fun to bring laughter and joy, especially during these crazy times of the year. And I just want people to just see some organic content that is not even edited at all. It's just all here to have fun.
Dude, and you dress up totally different every time. It's so great. How long does it take you to prepare for an Omegle session?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'll tell you, I'll just go on Amazon and just shop around for the stupidest costumes. I'll just look at the stupidest shit, honestly. And I would spend hours every day just looking at the different kind of costumes or hats. And so I looked at every website that I could and just bought all of these different things. And I was like, let's do something different. Let's do a custom magic show with some weird characters and just create magic in those. But it would take sometimes 12 to 15 hours to really get a good reaction from people. You would have good reactions, but to have an amazing reaction that people will feel, and to try to top your next video or your past video, it's so difficult to do. But it's also, it's a good challenge though. It makes you spend a lot of time on there and learn about a lot of people on there and what works and what doesn't.
Do you ever get the same multiple people time and time again, and they're just like, "What up?"
Yeah, most of the time it's either what up or it's a dick. Unfortunately, like it's just really weird.
Dude, Omegle is a dangerous place for sure.
Yeah, no, like if you guys are watching, and if you go on Omegle, just type in the characteristics TikTok, and you will see a lot less view. I'm not guaranteeing you won't see something, but I'm telling you, it's a lot cleaner through TikTok. They really aggregate it pretty well through TikTok, and so
nice.
Oh, so it's done through TikTok?
No, it's
like with the hashtags. Yeah. They've realized real quick that like they had an opportunity. Thank you, Mark. We appreciate the support, man. As always, you're the best, man. But yeah, I think
awesome with that.
I think they realized really quickly that Omegle had a great opportunity with people using it for things like TikTok to kind of give a channel to streamline that use, so people didn't have to sit through 15 hours of penis to get one reaction. So
oh yeah, and then you run into a lot of really rude people on there too, that they won't just like next to you or anything, but they'll say like, oh man, from racial slurs to literally
Is it
anything.
10 minutes yet? Oh, it's not. All right, well we can go into that after 10 minutes, dude. I want to talk about some of the kids on there are crazy.
Yeah,
my gosh,
like
man.
I've seen some of your videos, and they're like, "F you, bitch!" Like they're crazy.
Yeah. Dude, I've seen, you mentioned like the racist stuff too. I've seen a whole bunch of videos where it's just like people like saying like ridiculously racist stuff without like provocation either. And you're just like, what sort of platform do you think this is? Like, where you just come onto it and you just drop like terrible words to people, and then you're like, up on to the next one. Like a whole new level of trolling basically, but it's horrifying.
It's you run into like little pricks, or you run into little dicks. Like that's the saying, I think.
Oh man,
yeah, that's true.
So
we run into them too. We just don't see them.
Yeah. Well, you're fortunate. I was doing live Omegle reactions, and that is I was doing live Omegle reactions on TikTok when I had like 10,000 people in my live.
Yeah,
that's dangerous, dude. That's dangerous,
dude. Oh my gosh, one popped up on screen in front of 10,000 kids or people watching my live.
Oh my God.
My heart sunk, dude. I closed my camera. I wish there was like a 15-second delay through TikTok where you can cancel it and get out of it or whatever. But there wasn't. That's a whole other freaking story, bro. But I got banned.
Crazy.
I got banned on Omegle, or on Omegle for that, and I also got banned on TikTok.
That's crazy.
And I was banned on. Well, TikTok was supposed to be 4.5 months.
What?
Oh wow.
Yeah. Until like mid-April, and this was in the beginning of January.
Wow.
And basically what happened from there, I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? So I was like,
Laura's live cannon. Oh, Laura.
Dude, people were laughing so hard because I was laughing at the comments because people were like, did you guys see him doing the helicopter twist?
Dude, do you know who Marcus is? Is it Marcus Eddie? What's his last name? He's the piano guy.
No, I think I do. Yeah.
He was kind of like one of the first guys that kind of did this whole Omegle thing. He would play piano and he could play anything.
Yeah.
And he would bring his like buddies who were just dope piano players, and he would bring them on, and they'd be like dueling pianos. And he brought this girl on. You could search him. He's hilarious. He does the same. He dresses up and everything. But he brought his friend on who's female, and they would play like while they would obviously record it, so it wasn't live. But what they would do is, if someone came on and showed us junk, they would play like Super Mario Brothers for him. They would play, so they would make him hit next rather than them hitting next. It's hilarious. You should go watch it. It's funny. Just type in Marcus piano and it'll come up.
It's like Omegle chicken.
Check it out.
Oh, it's hilarious. Like he's so good, and like when he's playing with this his female friend, they have fun. They'll play like I don't know, just Itsy Bitsy Spider, or just weird things that would make them hit next. It's funny.
I feel like you probably have to be like a bit desensitized after all that time though, too, doing this. Like at some point, it's just like, all right, yeah, like there it is. Like, cool, great, another penis. On to the next one.
Another cannon.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's like, after like performing this dick magic for so long too, and doing these tricks to people, it's nothing anymore. I just look at it and I'm like, okay, let's go. It's time to go on. Just try to film and get this content going, and it just takes so long though. Like those reactions, like I said, it's a great way to meet people though. It's an awesome way, and I feel like that's what people should do, other than Zoom, to make it kind of like organic and make it seem like it's. I do it now all the time with collaborations with people, where you can type in your key characteristic, whether it's your username or whatever, and you can do collaborations with anybody anywhere in the world. And Omegle's a huge trend already, so it's like that gives you an opportunity to really explode on any platform or meet anybody other than through Zoom or through OBS.
Yeah,
no, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's actually Sean Does Magic. He would does Omegle as well, and actually it was you. It was you and Sean.
I ran into him.
Yeah, it was you and Sean, and you did something. He's like, no. Was that? Be honest. Was that set up?
Okay, so I will be honest. That was not set up, but the thing we called each other and we said, hey, dude, I was like, let's collaborate on Omegle. He's like, I love it. How are we gonna do it? So exactly what I told you was the way we did it. But he's like, okay, well, I'll see you at this time. So I was looking for him and I got him. And he's like, how do you want to do this? And I was like, dude, I just want to do it one take, be organic as hell, and not do anything more. Because every time we try to perform more, you can tell that it's less and less and less. And so that was literally a one take thing. I had no idea what he was going to do. It was complete improv, but we did have a plan to meet each other. So
that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, because I mean, I figured you would meet one day because he's always on there, you're always on there, randomly you would meet. So
I met Daddy
it's awesome
Chill
when you
too.
Get that organic.
Who?
He's like, Daddy Chill.
That guy.
His name.
Oh my god. That was a huge viral. It was a huge viral video for a while. You'll have to check it out, Steve. That's basically like the backstory on that one is like there's a video of these people who were like at a house party at this dude's house, and his dad came home and starts like flipping out. And one of the like random guys at the party just like puts his hand on his arm and he goes, Daddy, chill. And the guy's like the dude like freaks out. He's like, what the fuck did you just say? Like,
what the hell is even that?
Yeah, it was so good. It's so good, dude.
Oh yeah, you have to send it to me.
Dude, yeah, I mean, that's all over the place, but that's such a good one.
Yeah.
So like,
and that was completely random too. That one was not planned.
Yeah. And I think that's so cool though. Like the opportunity to like, I mean, so Omegle is kind of like a growth, like I don't want to say growth, but it was like an evolution of chat roulette, which I think like,
I don't know if it's an evolution, but
I think it's a bigger form.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's
just think people created new things to do on there. It's technically the same thing.
Yeah, but like I think the fact that like it evolved in its visibility, I think is what it is, because both of them for a very long time were just like weird, shady back channel platforms, and Omegle's kind of become like legitimized because of its use now to some extent. I don't want to be out there and be like, oh yeah, like Omegle's 100% family friendly. Like,
don't do it.
Like I wouldn't be like, hey, set your 13-year up with like a computer and Omegle and see what happens. Like that's how you scar a kid. But I love the fact that it does have that like natural collaborative aspect to it, where if two people go on there and are just creative and they want to have fun with it, they can.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
I mean,
and the comforts of your own home too. Like that's the nicest thing. You don't have to go anywhere to anything. Just open up your laptop. And I think it's a great way for people to continue to socialize too, because I think after this pandemic is over, a lot of people are going to struggle with like social communication issues and stuff like that. I know I have, since I've been home and just like talking to people. So this opened up an opportunity other than saying, like everything else. Like,
oh my God, I love it. Well, and like, it's funny too, because you've gone viral with videos in the past, and that was a more recent one that you had gone viral for. What kind of like prompted you to just be out there? Like, I think my like question here is, what was the first thing that you were just like, yeah, I'm just gonna get on here and just say Muñano to people? Like, was that just like an off the cuff thing? You were in a video and you're like, shit, like let's go with this, or what happened?
Yeah, so like the history of this video, I've actually been performing on Omegle since I was 12. I grew up in Indiana, I was Yeah, that's where this like the dick magic really came in handy. You know, it's
Oh my god.
oh man. But living in India, not having any neighbors, literally living in the middle of nowhere. The only way that I could really perform magic for people, other than in college, was and in school, was just through Omegle. And so I'd come home and practice some card tricks and try to figure out different card tricks. But I also think Omegle is a great way for you to you can record yourself now, but I mean back then we weren't able to through like we didn't have screen record. So now you can look at yourself and you can see, what am I doing right? How do I need to position a card? What do I need to do to make a transition? Because camera angles are so much different. So you have to focus on angles. With repetition, you'll be able to bring it and make it appear. And then you can still figure out like other things too with the camera angles. But I think looking at yourself, you gain more confidence. You're more aware of who you are and what you're doing and what you look like when you perform, which is very key. Because I feel like a lot of people that are hidden behind the camera perform camera magic, they struggle with that. They struggle with putting up a camera tripod in front of them and filming. Like I film too on top of it, but now I can also see what I'm doing wrong. Instead of looking through the videos, it really helps save a lot of time.
Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, and it also helps you just get better in general. So now you're probably cutting down the amount of takes you have to do with the video recorded stuff, because you're like, oh, like these are the right angles. Or if you set the camera up, like if you have a fixed setup for your camera, it's definitely a time saver. And I think that allows for you to then focus on more creative aspects of it, you know?
I mean, here's the crazy thing though, is like, obviously the camera angles are different than spectator angles normally. So when you go back out there, you have to remember that you're not on the camera anymore. You're back in front of a spectator, because those angles are totally different. You know, so it's probably going to take a little bit to get used to going back to the original like angles that you're used to.
I think it really is too, but I always try to think the camera as a person, and like even work on moving the camera around and not getting stationary with the same camera angle every damn time. Like that's the big problem I have, because I film usually just by myself. So with me being able to, I just have to have a tripod with me and I have to film into the camera, and it's really hard to do that. But if you move the camera around, you adjust and you learn more about who you are as a person. That's what a camera I think is used for, is just finding more about who you are. It doesn't have to be about getting a lot of likes or a lot of views or anything in that way, but it's just finding out who you are and becoming more comfortable in your own body, I think.
100%, man. And and it's a safe way to do it too. I think that's one of those areas where a lot of times people who are maybe either introverted or nervous about public speaking, being able to speak to a camera, even if it's not plugged in, ultimately can give a lot of that same anxiety, and using that as a stand-in for actual people in live performance can really be helpful.
I mean, you should see Tyler and I when we're doing deck specs.
Oh my God.
Sometimes it takes like freaking 15 tries, because obviously me mostly, but just in my head, we've done what? How many of them?
Like 100 and something.
100 and something of them. But still, it's still, it is what it is.
It's tough sometimes.
And it's funny because I'll feel so bad because I'm just fucking up all the time. Like we'll literally we had this
video
that we did last week. It's for our good friend's deck. So we had to do it in our heads because it's a dope deck, first of all, but we had to do it because we wanted to do it for him as well. But so literally it was late. I had a bad day. I was originally doing the video, and then we shot it. Took like 20 tries. We shot it. Right after it was done, audio was all screwed up on my end because my internet's trash for some reason. And then we went back on to shoot it. Tyler was going to talk because we didn't know how my audio was going to work out, and then we just couldn't do it that day. We had, because Tyler wasn't feeling it after.
It was
that.
like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
Didn't work.
I was like, nah, I'm done. I'm like, we'll do this tomorrow, man. And we did it tomorrow, and I think we banged it out in like 1 or 2 takes.
1 or 2 tries.
But you do the creation side of stuff. It really and again, even people who. I told you, Steve. I told you.
I thought I turned it down. It's all good. Yeah. Just so everybody knows. We're going to randomly hear sounds today because I spilt tea on my freaking Rodecaster Pro, and it's acting abnormally. So there might just be random noises here and there. That was the first one. What are we looking at? 20 minutes. Not bad.
So based on our normal show time, you have about 5 to 6 more sounds for it. If anyone can successfully guess what the next sound may be, Steve will send you a magic trick.
Oh,
Oh my God, I love it.
oh that's a good idea. Oh, dude.
I know you're trying to get rid of magic tricks, so I'm trying to help you out here. But so, yeah, like you said, you had been on Omegle since you've been 12. What really got you onto Omegle in the first place? But like, how long have you actually been doing magic? I know you've really had a love for magic for a very long time, but like, do you remember your first performance?
Yeah, man. I remember my first live performance was when I was 6. I performed for my talent show when I was in kindergarten. And so I did a couple old school magic tricks that I still have. But I learned my first trick when I was 4.
Nice.
My old babysitter's husband was like, he was a professional magician in Indiana who used to perform at restaurants.
Nice.
And he decided to come in a birthday party. He just did a free magic show for my birthday party. And then afterwards, he taught me a magic trick. And it had changed my life from like wanting to be a magician and dedicate my life to magic. And of course, that wasn't always what my life was planned to be. Like I thought that's what I wanted to do. And it was my dream. But I never thought it was going to come true because nobody else also thought it was going to come true. So that was when my first live performance was when I was 6, and then I just did it for fun, just a hobby. I didn't start it as a career until I was 22.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like one of those jobs that like parents are always a little skeptical about. Like, well, how are you gonna make money? A magician doesn't make money.
I mean, like that's literally the job title is like people pay you to perform magic. Like money is in the description, but you know, and it's funny to see that too, because I think, you know, and we talked about this a little bit in the pre-show. In this day and age, we put so much weight on your salary and how much money you make instead of like, how much do you enjoy your job? How much are you happy in life? It's always about that dollar sign and like, well, hey, yeah, it's, you know, it's probably nice to have tons and tons of money. At the same time, like if you're not happy with tons of money, like what was it worth?
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. I think that's a huge thing is a lot of people go where the money is, and that's not necessarily the case. I mean, to me, everybody loves money. Who doesn't? If you don't like money, I mean, then you're not human. That's definitely true. I know everybody does, but
I love money when I have it.
Yeah, me too. But unfortunately, it goes quicker than it can come in. You know what I mean? So that's always the case.
Yeah.
But I just say, you know, if so many people focus just on the materialistic things in life, then they don't truly enjoy life for what its full potential is. Because so many people get caught up in a luxury vehicle, or so many people get caught up in this house that they want, or all these things. And it's like, cool, you get to say that you've lived there, or that's where you lived. Like, I mean, they're going to be there for maybe 60, 70, 80 years at most. And that's not that long, dude. Look how long, I mean, COVID 2020 to 2021 was like that. It was it was the quickest year I think of my life thus far.
Yeah, quickest and slowest.
Yeah.
Like it'll stick with you. It's one of those years that'll definitely stick with you. But you know, speaking of COVID too, and I know we talked about this a little bit the other day. How did that kind of impact you? Obviously, being very social media based with your magic, but you also perform outside of TikTok and Omegle. You know, how did that kind of impact you at first?
Yeah, you know, I really miss performing on the strip more than anything. I used to perform at XS Club. I would perform for, you know, the artists like the Chainsmokers. I would perform for all the VIP tables. Yeah, are they?
Yeah, Alex and Drew are my buddies, dude. I photographed for them.
Really?
Yeah, so they're actually platinum album, Roses.
Yeah,
is my image.
Yeah, the album cover. Yeah.
Yeah, not their album cover. Their album cover is like illustration, but the image of the two of them standing side by side, which is on their Roses platinum album, is my image.
That's dope.
I am absolutely mind-boggled. Okay, now we're gonna interview you, Steve. Okay,
Steve has lived an exciting life, and now he gets on these things with me on Thursdays and talks to people about magic and playing cards.
This is exciting, buddy. All right, this is exciting.
No, with 100%, it is. Yeah, but yeah.
Dude, you just never know who you're going to meet out here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
like I mean, performed for Mark Cuban Senior Frogs, and I was like, Why was Mark Cuban at Senior Frogs out of all places? Like that's
funny, man.
cheapest place on the strip, but it's a lot of fun to go to, you know.
That's probably why, though. I've heard he's very like frugal with his money. Like that's how you get super rich. Is you realize that alcohol at a cheap bar is just as good as alcohol at a good bar.
Very true. Yeah, man. And you know, it was just COVID was probably the hardest time of my life. And you know, I've contemplated a lot of things throughout my career and throughout this past year. And you know, especially like for my parents calling me and telling me like, "Hey, are you okay? Like, we don't hear from you nearly as much." They were really worried about me and like my mental like well-being and everything.
Yeah.
Because you know, you go from performing 7 days a week, 10 hours a day, loving life, and literally just trying to network as much as I possibly could, to saying you can't leave your house now for I don't know how long, let alone perform. And you know, at first I was like, hey, badass, this is an awesome vacation. You know, I'm going to get paid. I'm going to get unemployment, all of this. This is awesome. And it got old in like 3 weeks of just staying home.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And then I'm like, okay, I can go back and perform now. I know an idea. I have an idea. You know, I put this idea together. I'm going to go back and perform at some of these restaurants and these nightclubs. All the nightclubs are still closed.
Yeah.
And at least, I mean, for public access, if you have a VIP, for the VIP tables, they're open, but they're very, very strict right now with COVID regulations and stuff here.
Right.
And it's just crazy, man, because it's still all up in the air, let alone trying to perform with a mask on. It just sucks. I mean, you can't perform. You can't show the energy. You can't give the reactions that you need. You know what I mean? Like if I
especially
take
when
a Red Bull,
especially when a lot of your emotion is like you laughing.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the big things in your act. I mean, I get a kick out of every time you just like laugh. You know?
Dude, I just miss how it was more than anything. But I know there's going to be something new. And in this long time, I mean, in this run, I was like, okay, you know, I got to look at the pros. You know, I started TikTok in May of last year.
Right.
And I didn't know if it was going to be for me or work for me or anything. And next thing you know, in 6 months, I reached 70,000 followers.
Yeah.
Am I here? Oh,
yeah, you're here.
Yeah,
okay. And then you know, it was awesome. I hit more followers on Instagram than on TikTok. And I'm trying to figure out what can I do? What's the next thing? What's the next magic trick that I should do?
Yeah.
I made this video on Omegle with Adolf Hitler on there. I'm not even joking. This guy was dressed up as Hitler, and I posted that, and I thought this is gonna go viral. Straight up was the first thought. And it was funny because I was Captain Jack Sparrow at the same time. So Captain Jack met Adolf, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is brilliant."
Are you Jewish?
And I posted it, and TikTok took it. No, I took it down.
Way cooler if you were Jewish.
I should have. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get. You know that eventually would. I don't know, man. I see with the. I don't want to step on anybody's toes with politics. You know, a dick is enough. Like that is enough. But like when it comes to politics and like religion, and it's like, oh, I don't want to really offend anybody because I see cancel culture is crazy on that stuff, dude.
Yeah,
crazy on it.
I'll say that's why I asked if you were Jewish, you could do it.
Oh yeah, I know.
I would. That'd be hilarious. Like that'd be so.
That would have honestly been the funniest thing, and okay, it wouldn't have been the funniest thing. I guess that's right, but it would have been funny. Absolutely, I agree.
It would have been funny. I agree.
Man, I can't wait to create some of like these new stage shows because I used to perform at comedy clubs too. I opened up for Joe Rogan one time out at the Improv out in Irvine. That was the coolest.
That's tough. You never want to open up for that guy because that guy's just.
Dude, it was, oh man, he was so funny though. I did this dick in the box routine, and it is the funniest magic trick in the world, where it's like a mentalist box that I made. I said, what's the first thing you think of in Vegas? And everybody writes a name tag on it or writes something down and throws it in. I pull it out and it says dick. And I'm like, okay, this is not funny. It's because it's in a box. I get it. And then I hold the box. and I've got Velcro, and I've got like special. I make the box float, and I have my hands up like this, and I start dancing.
Oh my god.
And then I
love
pull the box off, and I turn it around, and there's a hole in the back. But then I open up the box, and I throw out a bunch of sponge dicks out to the crowd, and it was just an awesome
That's
routine.
cool.
So,
Oh my god, dude, that's
nice.
funny. That's so funny. And so, like, what made you decide? You know, you mentioned you were originally from Indiana. What made you decide to go to Vegas? I mean, I think a lot of people at some point or another, they're like, "Hey, I want to hit Vegas for magic, for performance." But like, what finally made you pull the trigger and just be like, "We're moving to Vegas"?
yeah, no, absolutely. When I moved from Indiana, I thought, well, in Indiana, I thought, what am I going to do? How am I going to? What is my next step as a business to grow? How can I
Yeah.
grow further? Indiana, I kind of capped out in about a year and a half. I performed for 750 restaurants in a year and a half,
Oh wow.
and
Wow.
continue to travel and put 50,000 miles on my car. And I got tired of all of that. I got tired of the driving. And so that was when I started social media, and I saw a run. And that was right in the beginning stages of my vape magic career and my Instagram career. And, in 3 months, I gained 30,000 followers, which at that time was a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, now I'm going to move to Vegas where I can network and meet more people that are like-minded like me. And my parents hated that choice. All of our family lives relatively close. But I wanted something more. And I was
Yeah.
afraid as hell, man. After my parents like dropped me off and like got on the plane, I was like, shit, this is real.
Yeah.
But it was okay. My girlfriend, my fiance now at the time, well, my fiance now is she moved with me, and so she sacrificed her entire career and everything she had going for her to pursue my dream. And
Yeah.
I think that was kind of like one of the hardest things. She's been my biggest supporter, hands down, between her and my
That's
dog.
awesome.
Like, those are my two biggest supporters for sure.
Nice.
That's awesome, though.
It's nice to have, like, it's really hard because I try to make time for her too, but she knows how busy I am with everything that I've got going on, and trying to film as much as I can and get the studio done and everything. But it was the most challenging thing, I think. That was the barrier where I was like, okay, my dad's controlled my life my entire life. And, I'm blessed to have him as a father figure and have him show me the right way. But at
Yeah.
the same time, it took a big pair of balls to move like 30 hours away from your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So
Dude, that's
it
awesome.
was,
Now.
I feel like Vegas is a place to go, though, especially for like magicians. It's like the
not necessarily.
it's the LA of for magicians. That's for sure.
The second week we came out here, here's a funny story. I love telling people this, but dude, I can write a story just based on my life in Vegas already. The second week we get out here, I went and performed at Champ's Trade Show. It's cannabis CBD, or it's a CBD trade show out here, which has vape and everything. And Dan Bilzerian was there with his new company Ignite at the time.
Yeah.
And I got an invite to go to his after party at the Palms. And we
Nice.
went to the after party and performed magic there at this venue with a couple other brands. And I was sponsored to perform that night there. And I got roofied. And
Oh, damn.
yeah, no, it hit south really quick. Like, I'm performing all night, having fun. It was all
Who
you
the
can
fuck
drink for
roofied
free.
you?
This is the weird thing. This is the thing that they do in Vegas. And I don't know if I like talking about this because it's like not many people know about it. A lot of people will meet couples and stuff. So with my girlfriend going up to the bar, Marissa, she went up to the bar, got her drink, and got my drink. And they were fine. We drank them, and he's like, bring back the cups and we'll refill them. Well, I threw my cup away. I didn't listen. And he got me another cup, and he put it in, and he slid her the new cup, and he said, this one's for you, this one's his. And she gave me the new cup because she saw it. So I took the new cup, and it was roofied, and I took one sip out of it, and I automatically knew that I was being roofied. And it was nuts, man. Like, I was sweating. My throat was swelling up. I thought I was going to pass out. I started seeing spots in the elevator. I got down to my car, and I sat in my car, and I passed out, and I fell asleep in my car. Locked the doors, fell asleep in my car. But what they do though is they will drug the man, and then they for sex trafficking.
Oh, wow.
And so they can incapacitate the guy.
I was very fearful of.
Yeah. Vegas, where dreams happen, my friend.
So, but
Jesus,
you know, that nothing. Welcome to Vegas, baby.
Right?
That's
Yeah,
why
man,
they make the they have
it's
that
so
like
fun
nail
though.
polish now that like changes color if your drink's been drugged. And, like it makes me
They
sad that
they have the in Massachusetts they have straws.
that
You
change
put
color.
a lot of the bars when they put the straw in your drink, if it turns a certain color, you're roofied.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's sad that they have to do that, but I mean, better than not doing it.
Yeah, better that we're aware of it, but like, yeah, what the fuck, man?
Yeah,
That's
people are crazy. That's what it comes down to. People are crazy, and it's all for the money.
and
Literally.
honestly,
Oh,
it's never
yeah.
fun being drugged unless you know you're being drugged. Like,
It's not even fun being drugged, even if you know you're being drugged.
I mean, some people
Even
may
if you're
argue
doing
with
the drugs,
that.
it's not that fun.
I mean,
Right.
it can be, but it can also be terrible. But yeah, like I feel like I think about it this way: like anytime you watch a documentary where they talk about like drug experiences, they're always like you need a controlled situation where you have a good support structure around you and you know what's going on. Like that was like everything you don't want to have. There is like, oh yeah, I wasn't expecting it. Someone else did it. I was at a party where I didn't really know everyone in a new town I just moved to, and it's like, bam, like all of those things hit you at once. And when normally you'd just be able to shrug them off and be like, whatever, like you're in an impaired state. So it completely gets blown out of proportion in your head.
Yeah.
Scary,
And
man.
living here for only 2 weeks and not knowing anybody, like that's what I was fearful of. I didn't even know how to drive home from there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy,
I
man.
mean, you couldn't
So-
drive anyway. It's better that you slept.
That was when we
Yeah.
learned. Well, I woke up like 45 minutes later, and I drove home after that. I just like I'm dipping, bro. I got home. We got home safely. I remember the drive. Probably wasn't the safest choice to drive, but I was, I had to get home. I was so freaked out at what had happened because moving from a town in Indiana where nothing bad happens to anybody to moving here and living here for 2 weeks and that happened to me already. It made me aware. Like I was in an awesome place, but I had to be smart.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, it's you always got to keep an eye on everything, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like Matt said. Matt's like, he's so skeptical. Tyler goes, of what? He goes, everything.
Yeah. I feel like it was unrosited, but Matt, you've set
But
the
it
theme
fit
for the show.
perfectly.
Yeah.
It literally fit the conversation perfectly.
Oh my god, man. Well, on to a more positive and uplifting topic. So
yes, here we go.
so post roofies in Vegas, obviously you said you were doing a lot of busking and everything. What was it like trying to get into just performing in a new location? Did you find like it was difficult, or did you really just kind of rely on your natural kind of networking skills and jump right into it?
It was very difficult, actually, but it was kind of weird because Vegas is very small. So everybody knows everybody, especially people who work on the strip. So if you went to some different events or something that was going on or a party, all of those people would know somebody that knows somebody. So
Yeah.
it was really nice to be able to meet some of the friends that I've met and get those connections and then talk to them. But it was very challenging at first. I had one restaurant right when I moved out here. I had nothing lined up. I just wanted to move to Vegas. That's all I knew. And as soon as I moved out here, I got a restaurant at Virgil's Barbecue. It was a barbecue restaurant.
Oh,
And
nice.
I absolutely loved performing at that place, man. I miss it
Nice.
so much. And it was at the Link. And then I had another magician not come into the restaurant, which I mean, I don't care. I know everybody wants to make money, needs to make money. Like if somebody's not working in the restaurant, that's fine. But
Right.
if another magician is, then it's like, okay, come on, dude. Like there's already a guy here. And then you're going up to my customers or my next customers, it's like, don't be that kind of person. So I've seen, cause I know everybody needs to make money. So I'm not worried if people want to work at the restaurants that I worked at or worked with or anything in that way, because I know everybody needs to survive.
Yeah.
But dude, and then I got into Senior Frogs, and that, my friends, is where it started popping. That was probably some of the best times of my entire life. Was every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night at Senior Frogs. I would literally start working at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I would not get off until 3 or 4 in the morning every night. I loved it.
That's awesome.
There used to be a Senior Frogs in Rhode Island, right in Newport, Rhode Island. It was a shit show.
Really?
Oh God, dude, it was a disaster.
Oh my God. But no, and,
I
and
can
that's awesome though
imagine.
that you
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I
Go
think
ahead.
no, I was gonna say I just think it's awesome that you kind of found that like once you hit your stride there though, it really kind of turned into something where you just have enjoyed it so much.
And I don't even think it was like I wasn't making like crazy money there either. But I'll tell
Yeah.
you what I was doing was I was able to build this character that I have built today. 110% because of Senior Frogs. I may have not made a lot
Nice.
of money or I made a lot of connections or anything in that way from that place, but I built probably one of the most unique and characters because I just do not give a shit what people think about me. And I feel like that confidence is some of the hardest to build in somebody. It's taken me
Oh, for sure.
years and years to do that. But
Yeah.
now as an entertainer, if you don't like my magic, I'll put a dick in your hand. You know, I'm not afraid. I will do it.
Whether it's sponge or real, that's up to you.
Don't tempt me. Oh man.
I love it. That's so
That's
awesome.
funny.
Oh.
I
And
just
so
love it, man. I love it.
where did the sponge dick magic come from though? Like I'm sure in a situation where you've already said your family wasn't always supportive of it, that probably didn't push them towards supporting it more.
Oh gosh, man. That was actually like the trick that made like really gave me the confidence because I would work at Senior Frogs, right? And there's a lot of dangerous people that go into frogs, like a lot of cartel members, okay?
Yeah.
And I have, I probably have like 30 or 40 sponge dicks because of constantly using them and going through them. And I would use all of them though, and I would put them in some of these cartel members' hands and stuff. And I'm like, okay, this is brilliant. How do I do this trick? So I had a routine that I created where I take a sponge ball and put one on the table, two on the table right in front of you, and I say, point to one ball. And whatever ball that you point to, I pick it up and I put it right in their hand. The other ball is still sitting on the table. I say, watch it closely, disappear. And it's completely vanished. They have no idea. And I was like, how amazing would it be if that ball is in your hand? They're like, dude, that's bullshit. There's no way that happened. I'm like, check your hand. They'll open their hand and they've got two balls in their hand. And dude, they just start flipping out. And I'm like, okay, I've got their attention. And then I'm like, okay, you've got two red balls in your hand. I said, okay, here, hold on to them, squeeze them tight, and answer this question. What's worse than red balls? They're like, blue balls. And I'm like, exactly. And so they've got blue balls in their hand now.
It's so good.
But then like my favorite thing is I say, okay, here, I'm going to give you both the red balls and the blue balls, but I want you to think of anything in the world and don't tell me what you're thinking of. And I'll say, everybody else, what would be the funniest thing that I could put in their hand? And everybody says dick, always. There's always at least one person. And I make sure that the audience is appropriate, okay? I actually have a really funny story where it was a woman that was like, she was 35, but I didn't realize that I didn't know she was mentally handicapped. And that was a bad situation. But then I did this story to her.
You know what though? That's part of the magician's kind of just that's the risk
you
you
gotta
run
roll with it,
sometimes.
man.
Yeah.
If you run into a problem, you got to deal with it.
Hey, you know what though? I felt so bad after that had happened, but her mom said, "Don't worry, that just made my night." And so I at least had approval from the mom.
You know, the funny thing is, you never know. You might. I mean, I'm not saying that the handicap woman was, but you might run into someone who's just a pain in the ass, and the person that's with them gets more out of it than the person that you did it on. It's,
Oh, I've done this trick. The stories you get and the reactions that you get from this, it's amazing because you literally have to think and be really quick-minded, I guess, or witty on what you got to say back. You just have to be that comedian and fill that position. Because I had a gay guy one time. I did this to a group of, there was probably 6 gay guys around the table, and I put it in one guy's hand, and he was like, I would have give you $100 if that was your real dick. And I was like, I got really close to him and I was like, what's your room number? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
that's good, man. You got to be quick like that. That's cool.
Yeah, and obviously the improv and the stand-up stuff about it really kind of helped with a lot of that as well. So I always love to see people who take that comedic approach to magic. You know, we've had several people on the show in the past who also kind of run in that vein, like Wes Barker and people like that, who really like the comedic styling of magic because it makes it so much easier to pivot when things don't go the way you expect, but also just to add other emotion to it. So sometimes things can be amazing, but when they're amazing and funny, it's just that much better.
Absolutely. And I think that's the best kind of magic you can truly perform because it is magic. Like I literally just did some amazing magic in front of them. But like to top it off with the funny moment, they'll never forget that they had a dick in their hand, especially the guys. Like that's the funniest thing.
Well, here's the funny thing is no matter what, I think even if you're uptight, you're gonna laugh because it's funny.
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
I've done another trick. There's another trick that I do after it too. Sorry, Tyler, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead, man.
I'm looking for this picture because you guys, I have to show you this. This is something I know a lot of people, but this is some of like behind the scenes of magic of what I do and what I create out here in Vegas. And following my SpongeBob routine, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen." Whatever. They really freak out. It's so funny. But then I'm like, I got another couple of dick tricks like right in my pocket, like I can do easy. I do this one with 2 SpongeBalls. I'm trying to find a picture for you, because you have to see the actual picture. But I start off with 2 SpongeBalls, and I say, hey, imagine I take 1 SpongeBall out of my hand. How many is left in my hand? 1. If I take the other SpongeBall out of my hand, how many is left in my hand? None. So I say, absolutely, it's a statue of a nun.
None.
Oh, yeah. So good.
And then what I do though is oh my God, yes, I found it. So this is the same statue of the nun. I'm going to set her down just for a second. And I have the person hold the nun. And I say, I want you to bring the nun up to your mouth and whisper any card at all, but you have to talk into the nun's ear. This is the back of the nun.
Oh no.
Oh, that's so good. That is so good.
The nun, and you say, talking to the nun.
So good.
Oh my Jesus, dude, that is hilarious.
Oh my God.
This is a guy from Florida, and I'm pretty sure he was an attorney, and he kissed it, and we're like one of those. He's kissing her.
Oh my God, dude, that
Oh
is
my
so
goodness,
funny.
that's hilarious.
Oh my God, that is so good. Like,
I did that trick
also love
Tyrone. You know Tyrone?
Yeah, that's
I did
so
that
awesome.
trick to Tyrone at Mike Tyson's mansion.
That is so
Dude,
good.
you gotta do it to Tyson. He's like the man's
Dude,
man,
I did the
right?
dick trick to Tyson a couple of times. He loves it, man. He loves the dick trick. He laughs so
I'd
hard.
love to just hear him laugh when he did it.
Oh my God. If you haven't seen it, Mike Tyson actually has an amazing cartoon called Mike Tyson Mysteries, and it is hilarious. It's like basically it's like a rip on Scooby-Doo, but it's like, and it's literally Mike Tyson, and like he like does the voice and everything, and it is ridiculous shenanigans with like one of his friends who's a ghost, his like business manager, and his adopted Asian daughter, and a talking pigeon who is played by Norm Macdonald. It's
Good
phenomenal. It sounds like the weirdest shit in the world. It is so good.
I mean, it's Mike Tyson. It's got to be weird.
Oh, dude, it's so good. It is so good. I love Mike Tyson. He's something else. But oh
he's got some crazy stories, man. Oh my God.
I can't even imagine.
I am sure.
I'd walk up to him and be like, yo, how does Evander Holyfield's ear taste?
I mean, dude's got a tiger. He's lived a life.
Right?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, man. I wish I would have done some like ear magic to him or something, like just like pulled out like a fake ear. You know, you just go buy a fake ear and just be like, Tyson, just like cough up a fake ear.
Dude, that would have been fucking hilarious.
Dude.
Oh man.
And I'm sure he's like a good sport about it, you know? Like he's got to be.
Oh, he loves it, man. The routine, just his reaction to the magic really made it fun too. He loves magic. And he knows a lot of magicians out here in Vegas, and he's connected me to a few too. But really cool. you know, I think we kind of bonded on like the magic and the cannabis thing because I was able. I mean, he was throwing a cannabis event at his house with a lot of
Nice.
other people with Tyson's Ranch, and so I was able to meet a lot of people in the cannabis industry. It was really cool, man. I got to meet Dab and Granny. I got to meet Tommy Chong. I got to meet.
I saw one of your pictures where you did magic for Tommy Chong, and I was like, ah, dude, like that's awesome.
Yeah, dude, he was so high before I even got there. But oh man, it was
That dude's
so
always
fun.
high, I assume.
I wouldn't say.
I'm assuming you could have performed anything for him, and he would have loved it.
Yeah, man. I ran into him a couple different times, Tyler, at the conventions out here. And whenever I'd go up to him and talk to him at the conventions, I would do the same dick trick, and he would point people out. He's like, "Put that dick in her hand. Hey, go point that dick in his hand." And he would point people out to have me go do that trick, and he'd laugh so hard. So I went to a couple trade shows and worked for him at a couple trade shows. So that's really cool.
That is so funny.
Is cool. I have a trick for you. So have you seen the butterfly deck from Andre?
Trick?
No, have you seen the butterfly deck from Andre?
No.
Oh, dude.
It's actually a dope deck.
This deck is like amazing. So I want you to think of any card, right?
Okay.
Okay, think of any card, and I'm gonna pull it out. Okay. First of all, look at how amazing this is.
Yeah, it's shiny. I love it.
It's like
holy
amazing.
crap.
All right, so I want you to think really hard. Okay.
Okay.
Are you thinking?
As I can.
Dude.
Oh my god, I love it.
Oh, I think was fucking great.
Dude, here's the funny thing. When you took yours out, because I literally bought this just to do that trick to you. So I looked at this and look at how short and stubby this one is.
Yeah, dude. You know what, dude? They bought those are from AliExpress, and they're super. I started talking to some different distributors in China because I wanted to get a bunch of different colored ones and a bunch of different sizes and create funny dick tricks. And I'm still in the process of that. I'm waiting to get funding, and of course, because this was the priority. But once I can do that, I've got I'm gonna get like gigantic black ones and a bunch of fun shit, man. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at this and I'm like, come on, this is a black like dick sponge, and look how small.
Yeah, that there raised itself. That's what I think.
But it came with 4 other balls.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, that's nice.
Just in case. Oh my god, that's
just in case you want to rip them off, maybe.
Oh my gosh. Well, actually, that is a brilliant idea.
What, rip them off?
The reason why is if you pull it off and you magnet right here onto like the shaft, and if you put a magnet onto the ball, you can just attach them and attach them very easily, and then just pull them apart. That way,
what
if
would you do?
wrap it in your pocket,
you put the magnet in the ball.
Yeah, Jackie, you give complete credit to him for showing me this at my house. But he basically took the red sponge stick, and then he pulls the balls off. And we did a routine with it where he put a magnet in the balls and then a magnet in the shaft, and then they would just attach super easy. So you could pull them off and do magic with it. Very, very,
cool.
very
first
smart.
Of all, Jackie is brilliant.
He really is.
Dude, his sleight of hand is impeccable.
Did you see his new move?
Yeah.
The JW
grip.
The JW. That guy's I actually bought that just so I can see how he did it because I thought I knew, and I'm like, that's impossible. But it's not.
Yeah. No.
Dude, he's brilliant.
No,
he really is brilliant.
It was the best $10 I've ever spent because literally it blew my mind just watching it.
Dude, that is funny.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, it is. I love his magic, and I love his character and his slogan and his everything about Jackie. He is such a great guy, and you know he's got a big heart. It's hard to find in the magic community really good, reliable friends or reliable people that you can truly trust with telling information. Because I've seen a lot of my tricks get stolen that I would create, and then I wouldn't ever try to publish it. I never tried publishing it, but people would watch my videos, and the next thing you know, 6 months later, 8 months later, they would create a word for it and then just really exact trick or exact technique that I did and never even ask me. Yeah, which is fine. I don't care. Like, take the money. I don't give a shit. But just know that when I have opportunities, you're not going to be a part of those in the future.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. So,
Yeah.
but hey,
Well, that's that
can I show
short-
you
yeah.
guys a trick?
Yes, let's see
Yeah,
a trick.
please.
Man, I might
Okay,
even
this
blow
is-
you up on screen here so you're nice and big. Let me just get the branding off here, and then we'll go to that one right there. Bam.
Nice. Everybody, look at the background.
I
Isn't
love that
epic?
bookshelf.
I'm just
dude.
bringing this
It-
table over.
It literally looks like like an underground Dom's like
It's a little
room, like
freaking. It's
a
a little bright in
dungeon.
here. I have to adjust the lights. But
Dude, I love that
It is-
bookshelf though. It
it
looks
is-
so good.
It is
freaking
dope.
sick.
It is dope. I feel like when
Thank
we
you.
talk to Tyler, we have to have a safe word.
Ah. Oh my god, Steve. It's not that kind of dungeon.
Oh man. Oh my
Oh.
gosh. Okay. I don't usually perform with tables too, so this is kind of nice. But this is really cool. We're gonna set that shit here. That way you don't see it. You didn't see anything. All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to make a couple piles. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2, 4, 1, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
Tyler, pick 2 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4.
2 and 3.
2 and 3. Sliding it up, we have 1, 2, 1, 2, or if you want 3, 2, 3, 2. We'll just do it that way. Steve, 3 or
say
2?
3.
3. I'm going to show you guys a card. Now, this trick here, it's all based on a prediction. I have a prediction, and I want to show you one of the most unique ways that I produce, just like you did. Just like you did, Steve. Not with the dick, though, okay? But just like you did, one card I have a prediction of over here, but it's an actual card. It's not a dick trick, all right?
Okay.
This is your card. The pile
Okay.
left on the table, number 2. You got it.
Yep.
All right.
Obviously, it doesn't matter if I see it because these I'm going to put back inside of the box. All righty. Here we go. I'm going to slide this back over here. Move the camera back up. And now the fun part happens. Let me put these back in the box. Card box filled with red cards. Ready? We're going to make all disappear. Pretty amazing, right?
Nice.
You can
I
see
love
it. You can see the card right there. You can see the flash. But it's okay. That's what's funny. It is only one card.
That's sick.
What was the card, you guys?
7 of spades. Nice.
So good. I love it.
That's good.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So, I know that's not your card.
A new use for blank faces right there. I love it.
Maybe it's right to where it actually should be. That's 7 of spades as a real tattoo on my middle finger.
Oh my god.
So good.
Oh my god, that is so good, dude.
Oh man,
Oh,
I love that trick, dude. I love. I got your card right here. It's either the middle finger or it's a. It's one of the 2 cards, you know.
nice. I love it.
Somebody actually just wrote that.
Yeah.
Literally, like right after.
You know,
spelled
Galaxy
right-
Munyanya.
Hey, there
I
it
like
is.
how they spelled it. I like how they spell it.
Dude,
Oh,
it's
my
funny too
gosh.
because if you Google it, like everyone's like, "Oh, there's so many ways to spell it. Like it means whatever," and you're just like, "Oh my god!" Like I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, there's no proper spelling of it. I mean, however you want to spell it. I mean, as long as
Yeah.
it's said the same way, like, it doesn't even have to be said the same way. Screw it. It's just a word. I don't
Yeah.
even care.
It
You
doesn't
know,
even
I just
mean
like-
anything.
It doesn't. It means nothing. People are like, it means doll or it means like gorgeous. And I was like, no, where does it say that? Like, I would love
Yeah.
to find out in the Urban Dictionary because that's why I like to use it. It's a made up word that doesn't mean anything, but I like to substitute it for abracadabra.
Yeah, dude, it's hilarious.
I love it, and I think the voice you do with it also just adds
Yeah.
so much to the impact. It's so good.
I
Oh,
don't even
man.
know how I can make that voice. And I'm literally like, out of everything that I've ever done with my life,
They look like
why-
cannonballs, dude.
Dude, it does. It looks nothing like a dick. Like mine at least has a different kind of head. You might have to like trim your head.
You gotta,
Literally
you gotta
looks like
shape it.
It looks like a cannonball.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
mine looks like a cannon too.
That's how they.
Oh
That's
my
how they knock
gosh.
down the price. You have to self trim it.
Dude, I love. I wish I would have brought my magic wand, but that's at my house. But I'll tell you, I have bought a lot of magic, and I love anytime anything like. I've bought like every magic trick for the last 5 years. It's come out on every website. Not decks of cards necessarily, because I didn't need cards, but I have so much magic I have to go through.
That's awesome.
And learn that, you know, I'm just about, it's now I have that time to freaking do it once this is done. And I can't wait to just really take my content kind of to the next level with this. You know, I think everything I've done up to this moment has prepared me for this right now, what I'm building, and for what I'm going towards the future. Because a lot of magicians, this is the truth. I don't know when we're going to be able to start performing again for magicians or for people in general, because they're talking about unemployment, and they're saying the unemployment rate for it to go back to where it was pre-pandemic is going to take till 2024. Imagine that being for entertainers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and a lot of it's, you know, people feeling comfortable going out to be entertained. It's not even so much. I mean, every magician we've talked to is chomping at the bit to get back out there and do it. But like, are people going to feel comfortable? What's the atmosphere going to be? Are theaters going to be filling up for people who perform on stage? Like, there's so much to it that really has to work out well and have people really feel comfortable before it's possible again.
Yeah.
I mean, Andre said, remember, Andre was actually doing his show way back when we had him on the show. And he did it, and he said nobody even thought about it, which is crazy. You know, obviously, you know, he lives in Sweden, but
he lives in the Czech Republic.
He lives in the Czech Republic, actually. I'm thinking of whatchamacallit, Lorenzo.
Yeah.
So he, you know, it was different there, but yeah, I think it's going to take a little while for people to get used to acting normal again.
And I can only imagine how like drastic it must be in somewhere like Vegas too, where you always have tons and tons of people, and now it's like there's no one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to look at it. We had 35 million people a year visiting Vegas from all over the world.
Yeah.
And then most of like the traffic that came to Vegas, only like maybe 15 to 20% maybe was from the United States. Everybody else was international.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, different times of the year, there were different seasons, different things, conventions are huge out here. I mean, SEMA, you have like 1 million people coming just for that. And so you have so many different people coming in for these different things. And then for it to shut all down. And I mean, they're building all of these casinos still too. Like the Resort World's going to be done here in June. And that's going to be the best casino on the strip. It's the most expensive. It was like $75 billion or something. Unbelievable amount of money.
That's crazy.
But it's apparently that's like going to be the biggest and the best casino on the strip now. It makes all of them. It makes the Wynn look like Circus apparently. So if that's the case, but I don't know. It's just it's the newest casino, so I see it popping. And you know, they just announced recently, March 15th, they're going to open up 50% capacity, and then by May 1st, they want to do 100% back
That's the
at
mayor,
it.
though. Isn't the mayor a moron? Or is it the governor? Which one's the woman?
She is the mayor.
Yeah, she's a prize.
Yeah, I did a magic show for Kasich, our governor.
Yeah. He's cool,
Yeah.
but the mayor is totally different story.
Yeah, I know. She needs to go live with the people underground. I'm just kidding.
She used to be involved with like the organized crime, so her mentality I don't think is there.
There's so much. You just got to really be careful. There's so many good parts and bad parts to Vegas. Like if anybody comes to Vegas, they just got to be really careful. You know, my buddy lived right by the Stratosphere, and he was stabbed 16 times because somebody broke into his house and he was trying to defend his property, and they stabbed him 16 times. And
that's crazy,
dude. And I mean, I had another friend of mine that went out to a party and got drugged and then was thrown out of a vehicle, and like crazy stuff happened. He died actually, and he was 20 years old. And so it's like, And those are just stories of people that I met since I've been here. And there's a lot more stories on top of it.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure.
you just got to really watch where you're at, and you got to really try not to stand out, blend in, because when you stand out, that's when trouble starts to come out. I had a problem. If you guys have people gambling on the strip, like on the street with the ball in the, well, okay, so out here in Vegas, they have 3 different bottle caps. So they'll have 3 red bottle caps, and they'll have a piece of yarn, and they'll say, you guess which one it's under, and I'll give you $100. If you guess the wrong one, you give me $100. And there's a move that they do where they pinch it. So they hold it back behind, and then they'll push forward, and they pinch the thread right here.
Yeah.
I caught him pinching the thread because I knew the game and I wanted to win some quick money.
Yeah.
And they threatened to kill me, and I'll never do that again, dude. Like, pulled out a gun and said, "What are you doing? You're really trying to ruin my business here." And there was like 3 people. It's not just him. He's not the only person, because there's people that are betting and trying to hype it up and all this.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
he'll make them win, and dude, they're all carrying too. So that was the moment of my life when I knew I fucked up.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do I was like, hey, like, I'm just going to dip. I'm going to go. Thank God there was a cop right by me. Because if there wasn't, it could have been really bad, man.
Yeah.
It's fun, though, and it's always fun to like watch
right?
these people.
There's some crazy stuff in Vegas, man. I've seen like women with boxing gloves on letting dudes like punch her for money. There's guys that will stand there letting you kick them in between the legs for money. There's some weird stuff going on in Vegas.
You're talking about Fremont. That's the best part, man.
That's right. Yep.
Fremont's good, but it's just sad to even see Fremont now. I just went down to Fremont for the first time probably in like 8 months, and just to see it was so sad to be on Fremont, working, going to different clubs out there, everything. And it's sad because they only have a quarter of the circles now. So there's only a quarter of performers. There's no concert. So they've spent a lot of money in updating the lighting and all these new things to benefit from COVID. COVID is real. Don't get me wrong. I had COVID, but I think it's blown way out of proportion from the government due to political things going on in life. And that's what I believe. Yeah. And, it's sad because it's the people, the rich are getting richer. And, everybody else, dude, mom and pop shops, there's not going to be anything, because raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. How are we going to be able to survive? How are mom and pop shops going to be able to survive on that when minimum wage is $7.25 in Indiana?
Yeah.
So it's like,
blanket policy there is not the best move, obviously, because different cost of living impact the way that people actually live. In some areas, the cost of living is significantly higher. In other areas, you look at like really rural, like southern states where it's probably half of what even Indiana is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's just like, it's scary to see kind of what this world is going to and what's happening and what's all going now on politically with everything. That's why I never, I just remain independent and just like try not to really focus on like a specific side or anything in that way, but focus on my future and watch. I try to watch and see and predict what the future is going to be, or what I think it potentially be. Like stock market, one of my favorite things to look into. GameStop sucked today. GameStop's going to do better hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah, dude. I mean, GameStop is so volatile too. It's one of those things where like it's almost like betting to get into it. So it's interesting to see how it goes. But you need to be able to, like everyone says, you got to have the diamond hands there. You got to buy in and hold. But
absolutely,
dude, it's something else. We definitely live in. I mean, I think if you look back at 2019 and you told people what 2020 and 2021 was going to look like, they'd think you were describing a movie to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just
that's
so
crazy thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Did you see there's actually a TikTok movie? I'll send it to you. They made a TikTok movie based on 2020 and just little small 2-3 second video clips for a whole minute. And they have you turn your phone sideways and everything. But I kept it and I saved it into my phone. I think that's history. That is one of the coolest videos I've ever seen, because it truly shows, the highs and the lows
Yeah.
mainly all of the lows for what happened last year.
Right.
But
Yeah.
man, I just think I thought 2020 was going to be the biggest year. I thought everything. I moved out here in Vegas in 2019. Imagine if I waited one more year in Indiana, I would have looked like a piece of shit when I moved out here. You know,
Oh my
have
God, yeah,
worked
dude.
for
You would have had
6
nothing.
weeks.
Yeah.
I would have had nothing. I would have no money. I would have had no money. I would have had no job. I would have had nothing. And
That's crazy.
so that's why I believe everything in life happens for a reason. And even the people that you meet in your life, whether it's a good reason or a bad reason, they're coming into your life for a reason, to talk to you, to understand you, whether it's to I've learned a lot of bad shit that's happened to people. And like I haven't, but I also don't get those people. I look at those people like, hey, maybe I can understand why they're treating other people that way, or
Right.
especially in the magic community. There's a lot of magicians who are like, don't talk to him, he's the devil, or like whatever. They don't
Yeah.
literally mean he's the devil, but just to start drama. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
just want to hear everybody. I want to hear everybody's opinion and then make my own judgment based on that. Like
Yeah.
I'm tired of playing in high school. I
Yeah.
just want to be a man. And I feel like that's what a lot of the community is. All of these people, a lot of the big influencers on TikTok and on Facebook and on Instagram that are magicians have this mentality where they're like, I'm so much better than everybody else because of this number.
Yeah.
And my magic and my money that I make, oh dude, you're not even on my level. That absolutely is the most resentful thing anybody could do to somebody.
Yeah.
Because you have no idea how many people look up to you. And if anybody can sense or anybody can see that kind of negative energy on you, you'll ruin your entire life. And
Absolutely.
overnight.
Yeah.
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 I mean, that's a crazy thing. Things can change literally in a day. Like you can be famous, like obviously famous, or famous, naturally famous, and then TikTok and YouTube
Social
famous
media
are
famous.
two
Yeah.
fucking different things.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
let's be honest. So you can be totally, and it's happened actually recently. Last year you have people, who are just gigantic in the cosmetic world, I guess you can say. And there's all this drama happened, and like 3 or 4 of the most popular people in that world is just gone.
Dude.
Not even doing videos anymore, and they have 20 30 million YouTube followers, and now they're not even doing videos because their life is fucking ruined because they're just stupid, and they're
Yeah.
just constantly causing drama. And it's yeah, and these are just like big people that whatever. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows who Shane Dawson is.
Yeah.
Dude, that fucker hasn't put up a video in how long? And that dude was making money bank.
Yeah.
And that whole crowd of people have just, yeah.
I'll tell you what though, it does get very challenging to create content, to be
Yeah.
consistent. Like 3.5 years of doing it for me, I ran into a point where I was done with social media and I literally almost gave up. And if it wasn't for that one video to blow up, I wouldn't have built this. I would have moved back home and would have found a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like where I saw the opportunity, that sucks to see like these YouTubers that have these platforms that aren't even like using it the proper way. Like they're missing out on a lot of things. But the other thing is too, I always look at it, sometimes I miss out on a lot of opportunities just because it's myself right now. I need to eventually hire and bring more people on board, but I've got so much on my plate that it's like I'm going to miss out on opportunities. I actually just found out somebody posted like all of my TikTok videos on YouTube, and a whole like all of my video. Just found out prior to the meeting up, and they got 175,000 views on that video, and just
That's
like 2
crazy.
weeks. And they never even contacted me. They never asked me to put it on the page. Nothing.
Yeah.
And so the nice thing is with me focusing on this broadcasting thing, I have a pretty good attorney and a pretty good entertainment attorney out here. And so, and all of my stuff with this TV show, all of those clips are going on TV, so they're already copyrighted. So
Yeah.
I'm going to give him the option. He has to either take those down or he's going to have to pay me.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
So,
for sure.
I just hate when people don't ask and just take free content from people. And I know I work hard for it, but everybody works so hard for their content that they create, what they're doing,
Yeah.
all the extra things to put into what we do. It's not an overnight thing.
Yeah, no.
100%. I mean, Steve and I have had a similar discussion along the lines of like, you look at on Instagram and you see like all these repost accounts that have hundreds of thousands of followers, and you're like, I get it. I get the need there. People want the aggregation, but at the same time, like, how are you going to allow accounts that literally just repost other people's creations, even if they credit them, to like monetize? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, they do a good service with the aggregation aspect of it, but like 90% of Instagram now is literally like repost accounts. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not
and
finding
that
the actual video these days.
Yeah.
All you can find is repost accounts or just garbage, and half of the time you click on it and it's pictures. It's not even the video. It's like,
I'll tell you why that is, though. It's because these giant pages that aggregate all the content are licensing out to special companies and stuff for exclusive content. And, the things that they are getting recognized for with this is like, they want everybody to know, hey, this is where this is the person, this is the page. If you look at it, a lot of world stars, you see, I don't know how many ass cheeks I see on there a day based on the girls that are like, come follow my OnlyFans and check out this. It's like, I get the point that you're promoting them and you're making money off of promoting them and everything too. But I think there's a bigger picture to it that we don't see on the business side, which is crazy, because like that's the thing that I'm learning about is the amount of money that we should be making through advertisements and through everything we do. The amount of money that is given to us for a YouTube video, 100,000 views, I think, is $2,500. A TikTok video, I know this personally, a 32 million view post, $2,200.
That's crazy.
And TikTok or Instagram, nothing on Instagram.
Yeah, you get nothing.
But yet these people will aggregate your content, and if it does really well, then they're going to promote it on their page and they'll just give you credit. But how much money are they making from sending that content to ridiculousness or to the TV networks or anything else? And you don't get a percentage or you don't get anything from it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of tired of seeing like being taken advantage of, and where a lot of people don't truly understand how we are and the amount of money we are missing out on. And, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. And that's why I'm trying to really start getting this uplifted and start going and producing and aggregating this content for this new channel I've been working on, man. So, and I know it's going to work. I know it's
do you want to talk about that, or do you want to wait until another time?
I can talk a little bit about it. I can't go into too much detail yet because we're still in the building process, but right now I'm working on building a TV channel on a company called with Blend. It's a network company that is being produced right now. We have a huge opportunity this Earth Day. If it goes well and if COVID is relieved and everything throughout the world, it'll be in front of 3.5 billion people that we're going to be advertising to. We're going to be advertising the TV channel Worldwide Magic TV. And the big reason why I wanted to create something like this for magicians was because I'm truly tired of seeing magic proposed or performed the wrong way. I hate seeing magic that is, the secrets are all given away. Or, if you do it on a comedy standpoint, that's fine, especially if it's your own trick that you've created. But if it's not your own material and not your own stuff, I don't agree with somebody being able to get rid of that trick because it ruins that trick for a couple of months. And I'm also tired of seeing, the prank videos and everything in that way that is representing magic, but is not magic related.
Yeah.
And so this is going to give the opportunity for anybody and everybody that wants to be a magician and that can produce the quality content of a broadcasting platform that they can literally have their own show and the comforts of their own home. Create it, script it, perform it, promote it. We do everything else. All we need is somebody to what I've been reaching to people for is different TV ideas and talking with different consultants and just different magicians that I personally have met.
Nice.
And I have talked to a lot of magicians. I have a lot of people that are on board and that are excited to do this and excited to keep pushing. There's just a couple last minute things that I'm trying to get done before I send out like the email, the contracts, I want to make sure it's done right the first time, and I don't have to go back and ask somebody else, hey, I need you to do this again for me. And
Yeah.
that's one thing that I've always struggled with, was rushing everything. And if there's been anything this year and last year has really taught me patience and just waiting patiently for everything to happen on its own.
Right.
So it's in the works. We've got some big things, but with this, I'm just excited to bring anybody that wants to be a magician and provide the opportunity for extra income for magicians that create social media content, to aggregate their content, to post it on a broadcasting platform where, commercials will be added into it, and everybody's able to make money on existing content. And I think that's the future to all social media, and I think that's the future to broadcasting. And with this opportunity, this isn't an exclusive deal. This isn't an exclusive company. We want to be able to promote and help you in any way we can. So licensing, say the TV show does well, we could license it to Hulu, we could license it to HBO Plus, Netflix, Discovery. I think the hardest part is getting the content up, but I think the hardest part for me has just been being patient on all of these things that are coming together. It's going to be done. I keep telling people to be done this week, and shit, I thought my thing was going to be here this week.
Dude, it always
I'm
works
still
that
pissed
way.
at it. It's still not here. It will be here though.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, it's all a long game, and I think that's the one thing about it. And like you said, you're learning a lot of patience, and I think that's good because you have an opportunity here to learn patience at a lot earlier stage than many people do. I mean, you look at some people who serial entrepreneurs. A lot of times, people who want to be serial entrepreneurs, patience is what they lack. They could be building businesses for 25 years and, just they don't have that patience to hold out until they get over that, that hump that makes it viable. And patience is really key, especially in those entrepreneurial pursuits, man, because sometimes it feels like, why am I doing this? Like, is this worth it? What am I putting all this time and energy in? And, you just have to, it's okay to self-doubt, but you definitely have to have that patience to be like, you know what? I'm enjoying this. I see the value in it. I'm just going to keep pushing through with it. And that's what pays off. The people who are persistent with good ideas.
Absolutely. And I hit that right on the right. You hit that nail right on. That was perfect. That was good. Ding, ding. I'll be the soundboard. Ding, ding, ding.
yeah, because mine isn't working. So
at least it hasn't dropped any random stuff lately, so we're good.
Let's see if it does.
That wasn't me.
I love that.
It's not working.
Which means if you hit, it's gonna come out in a minute now.
No, I turned it down.
Waiting for it. That would be
Before we forget,
so funny.
Let's do our deck sniff.
Yes. So for anyone out there who doesn't know, well, welcome to the show. But obviously, we're going to be doing our sniff for Stu here. Tyler is going to be taking a freshly sealed deck of cards, opening it up, and giving it a nice little whiff, giving us his personalized notes. And he's going old school with like a nice traditional bike deck.
And it's a blue one. I like that.
Blue bikes, man.
Well, you know what? I honestly just moved in this office, and those are the only things on the shelf over there that was not opened. And so,
dude, that works. That works now.
I wanted to be classy because I put Coke on
class,
here.
Man.
I mean, I'm kidding. It smells. I can't describe it. Let me taste it. Hold on.
A little bit plasticky. I love it, man. I love it. Oh my god.
Oh man, I do love the feeling of new playing cards, though. Like, to me, opening up that new deck of cards, taking off the back sticker. When the sticker rips, you get pissed, and it's going to be a bad deck of cards. But when you peel it off just right, it's going to be well, this is not going to be a good deck of cards.
Oh man!
And
you actually go for the peel, huh? Rather than breaking the seal.
Say what?
You go for the peel rather than breaking the seal, huh?
I like doing them both. Depends on what kind. It depends on what I'm doing.
Right.
Because I keep the peels sometimes to redo and create magic tricks with it to make it look like it's a sealed deck of cards.
Nice.
Or sometimes I'll just peel it depending on the rush that I'm in, whether I'm performing or not. Yeah, I love right when you round the deck of cards, no matter what card it is, just just doing a fancy flourish with it. It's always the best feeling, especially if it's like a good spring right off the bat. That was beautiful.
I love it, dude. Yeah, nothing beats a fresh deck of cards. And honestly, like, I mean, you look at it, they always degrade. Some decks obviously get better when they break in, but at some point or another, they hit their peak. And I feel like a lot of times bicycles, like, they peak real quick. So
they really do. It's just a lot cheaper, man. I mean, I used to go through 2 bricks a week. So I couldn't go through 2. Yeah, I'm not kidding. As much performing as I used to do, I would perform. I would have people on Friday nights, I'd go through 5 decks of cards, and on Saturdays, I'd go through 6 to 8.
Damn. Dude, that's
because of the amount of alcohol spills on the cards and like the amount of cards that you have signed. Because I do a signed card trick. I'd actually, let me see, because I would love to show an idea of a great way for any busking magician to really start making money. I'm creating a course right now, and this is going to be like one of the tricks that I teach. And I think this is one of the most beautiful ways for any magician to get away with busking, but not ever having to say, "Hey, I want some money." You enjoyed my show, give me some money. So it's not that though. I'm going to real quick. Perfect. All right. For the sake of this, I'm going to bring this table here.
I feel like you're really getting to like this table here.
You need to just leave this table here. It's a nice table. I love it. But for this case, there would be a couple things that you would do. You would have somebody select a playing card. So in this case, it's okay if I see it too, the 4 of clubs. So the 4 of clubs is going to be the card that we use. I have to get this guy's face. He's got a dick on his face right now. I got to get him off my cell phone. What the heck's going on? Oh, I forgot I showed you guys that. That makes more sense. All right. I'm going to set my phone right here for right now. And so one of my favorite routines to do is have somebody sign a card. So we'll just sign it real quick. So I've got a signed playing card. And what I'll do is I'm going to take the rest of the cards. I take the card and I shuffle it into the deck, and I don't want my phone to die. It's still on top. I didn't shuffle it, but here we go. Now it's still on top. But what I do is I say I'm going to take the 4 of clubs and I'm going to place it right here. In this case, what I would do is I would have somebody put their hand on top of it and have everybody. I'm not going to do that. That's actually a black art card. Watch it disappear. Okay. That was a dumb foolish joke. I thought you guys would like that.
That's funny. That's good.
I was waiting for somebody to say something. I was like, damn, I got to work on my comedy. Okay, here we go.
Dude, that's funny, man.
Oh shit! About fell in my chair. I said, okay, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to make that card disappear from underneath your hand and get placed into my phone. So you can clearly see that it's gone. Nice. And then they would look at this card and they would still have this card under their hand. I'm like, see, that card disappeared. It's gone. Bring it here. And I would say, all right, I'm going to pull it right out of the phone.
I love it.
Now, if this is that signed card. And then they have their hand on this the entire time, right? Yeah. And I'm like, okay, and your card should have disappeared. And then they move their hand and they're like, it's still there. And I'm like, well, what the hell is that? And on the other side, it says, tips are greatly appreciated. Thank you. And they just know that is a great way to close the trick.
That's funny, man.
So I actually learned that from a con
Steve, we can't hear you. You learned it from a con art? See, dude, you never know who you're going to meet. This is what I love about it. And you were mentioning earlier about taking in the experiences you learn and not letting other people's opinions of magicians or people you meet kind of sway things. And I think it's so true where a lot of people always kind of think like, oh, I had a negative experience. Like that's a bad thing. But ultimately, negative or positive, you can always learn from experiences in life. Like I said, you just learned something from a con man, someone who in theory, most people who probably would meet him would be like, oh, like, I have a bad experience with this guy, but you learn something. You know, that's what you got to focus on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Weird stuff happening, guys. It's funny because like while you were performing it, it didn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't kind of in real time because it was kind of
chopped a
freezing
little bit. So
if you didn't get
Did you see how the whole trick was done?
So no, it kind of chopped around a little bit. We saw the phone. We saw you pull it out of the phone.
We saw the bulk of it.
Yeah, we saw the bulk of it. So no worries.
Okay, well, I'm not worried. If they want to steal it, fuck it, steal it. I don't care. You know, we'll figure out another trick.
There you go. That's how you put in some like security measures there. You take out like some keyframes here and there, and you can't figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's always the best.
I'm excited though to hear that you're creating a course, man. And I think, you know, that's one of the things that I always like. One of the reasons I'm really excited to have you on the show and to really be talking to you tonight is that I think a lot of people get this incorrect impression with social media magic that, oh, these are people who are just out here buying the latest gimmick off Murphy's or Penguin and they do it for a camera and they're not real magicians. But like in reality, the majority of those people, yourself included, are legit magicians who just realize that, like, depending on their medium and depending on their audience, this is what works. But, you know, you really have worked this. You obviously, you said you busk on the strip, you work the strip, you work at restaurants. You've been doing this for years and years. And I think so many people probably don't realize that from the jump, that it's not just like, some dude who picked up a gimmick on the street. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Sorry, it kind of broke up for a second. But yeah, I heard the air, and I hated that. I was just waiting here. I heard you, and I was just waiting for you to stop talking, but it kind of like glitched out at the end, and so I'm just sitting here like, no, man, I agree. Like, there's a lot of magicians that I see on social media that are magicians and that do deserve to have a hell of a lot more following than some of these other guys. I almost said pieces of shit, but I don't know why. Like, it was just on my mind.
Oh my god.
Nobody's a piece of shit. Nobody is, but for some reason it was just like that was the first thing that come to my mind. But
oh my god,
I wish my soundboard worked.
Steve, we're gonna have to like we're gonna have to make a video of you just putting your whole soundboard in like a bucket of rice.
Right? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that worked.
Oh,
I
liked it. But I just, you know, with Instagram, it's hard. Like, my course that I'm creating is just kind of going over a what it takes to be a short form influencer. Whatever short form video influencer. Like, that's what I want people to understand, is how important it is and the key aspects, because like that's something I've spent the last 4 years in studying and truly understand, I think.
Yeah.
And you know, because I never bought any of my followers, I've never paid for advertisements. Everything that I've ever done is purely organic. So it's worked in some way. It's taken a lot longer compared to what it would have been if I had purchased these people and everything in that way. But at the same time, I just want people to see things that are organic. And I feel like that is where this world is going. That's where social media needs to go back to, because a lot of the shit that's in there is all fake now. A lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, we need to get back to the true moment of magic. Like, that's why I decided to not only be a magician and be a social media influencer, but to take on the responsibility of taking this opportunity on rebranding magic. And rebranding magic the proper way to how I felt when I saw magic at 4 years old, that changed my life, that made me want to pursue my dream as a magician for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That's what I want everybody. When you see a magic video or you see a magic trick, that's how I want everybody to feel. And that's how I put myself. I put myself in the creator's, like, not in the creator's feet, but in my spectator's feet. And I think that's absolutely huge. If you don't do that, then you don't understand what people like and dislike. You're just doing what you like, and what you like isn't what they like. It's a huge fucking circle.
Yeah.
And so, like, with this course, I'm just wanting to basically teach people kind of a little bit about the algorithm, things that I've learned about the algorithm and the future to AI that I know too, but also to create a schedule. And the schedule is basically going to show you, okay, I want to grow on TikTok. This is what I want you to do for the first month of TikTok. And it's not going to be easy. And people look at me like, you really expect me to do that much work? I'm not expecting you to do anything. What
Yeah.
I'm expecting is if you want it as bad as I wanted it, then it's going to happen. And you're going to make it happen no matter what. You're going to be told 10,000 times. But you know what? One video is all it takes. And that is my life. One video and I rolled with it.
Yeah.
And then I waited a couple of years and was kind of plateaued and started losing followers. And next thing you know, I found another niche and another way to get into it. And I just became very blessed. And, I don't want to take all of this from like social media, though, all of this knowledge and just keep it to myself. I want everybody to pursue their dream just like I did, because I mean, even though I don't have much money because of this place here and everything else, I am absolutely having probably the best time of my life. And for once in my life, I'm not stressed out about money because I'm not in control of that. And, that's probably the biggest thing that I want people to take home from this is anybody can do you can literally do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And the only person stopping you is yourself. You fight yourself more than anybody. These demons in your head saying, no, you can't do it. What are people going to think? Why would somebody make this comment about my video? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Do what you want. Don't second guess yourself. Just do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that is some of the hardest thing is to ignore those outside, those voices inside analyzing the stuff outside, because at the end of the day, neither of them matter. There's always going to be people who don't like what you do. And those aren't the people you're going for. I think that's what a lot of people forget too, is, there's always a niche. You're always trying to target certain types of people. It's just like marketing and advertisements on television. You sit there all day and you see commercials on TV and you're like, well, that's not something I would buy. Who cares? You're not the target market for it. Same thing with social media. Like when you build your niche around your videos, there are always going to be people who stumble across it and they downvote you or they leave a nasty comment. But like, who gives a shit? They weren't the people who you wanted to watch it anyway. They just happened to find it randomly. And for every one of those people, there's probably another person out there who found it and loved it. So,
sure.
You know what, though? You have to look at it. People are watching your stuff. Listen to this. This is the most amazing thing I love about social media. Somebody has taken time out of their day to watch your content, to watch your video. Now, the most valuable thing in the world is not money and is not fame, it is time. So somebody had literally taken a fraction of their life to watch your video.
Yeah.
And feeling that on the inside, dude, it's one of the most amazing feelings because it's like somebody cares. Now, the haters, hey, fuck off. But everybody else, like, I only want people to spread positive energy. That's why I bought this little middle finger to tell the haters to get out of here. I just don't. I
love it.
I love it when people can just be themselves, not be afraid to be who they are.
Yeah.
It does take a lot of time. It takes a lot of it takes a lot of mental prep, man. You have to really be able to take a lot of hits. I have got some of the most hateful comments. And the reason why I say fuck off to the haters is because these haters pushed me over to the edge where I almost committed suicide because of some of these people.
Yeah.
And people telling me to kill myself because of what? Because of a magic trick you want me to kill myself?
Yeah.
Right.
What if I fell through with that and actually did it? How would you feel?
Yeah.
Because you don't know what that person in life is truly going through.
Yeah. We talk about that all the time.
And Steve literally says that all the time. Yeah.
One of my best friends from high school, I messaged him on Facebook and said, man, I love your sweater. I love seeing what you're doing. I just respecting him and just seeing how he was doing. I hadn't seen him in a while. He's my neighbor growing up, one of my best friends in school. We just graduated school. Next thing I know, I found out he's missing.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
3 days later, come to find out we're neighbors, and he walked closer to our house and he hung himself off of the tree, which was right by my house, right in literally the backyard of my house.
That's terrible.
You never know. And
you just never know.
Yeah, you really don't.
I reached out to him and he said he was great. He said he was loving life. He had this awesome job. He had all of these great things. And then he goes missing 2 days later. It's like, why?
Yeah.
And it's something you will never know.
Just takes one day.
That's it. And
now,
everybody,
especially during these times are really tough for people,
I've had a
Yeah.
lot of times like that where I just, it wasn't that I wanted to kill myself or anything in that way or do harm to myself. It was, I just didn't care. I didn't care what happened to me tomorrow. I didn't care. If I was going to die tonight from cancer, like all these people tell me that I hope I'm going to get and all this and that, then it's going to happen. And it was literally the most difficult, challenging thing in the world to be able to film content and to be able to try to be this outgoing person, but to feel that way on the inside and try to hide all of those emotions on the inside. It tore me down more and more and more. And it just made me not want to post. And it made me regret posting and maybe hate making videos and content because it was like this character that I have to pretend that I am, I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, so what got you out of that? What was it that brought you out of that emotion into the emotion that you're in now?
That's it.
Yeah.
That is literally it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like
that
the little
one
things, right?
video, that not saying that word has literally pissed my wife off, my dog off, like everybody off in my family. But
I love
that
it.
one word
I love it.
has
I don't even care.
single-handedly changed it, man. It has changed my life. Why that word? I don't understand.
Nah.
But it has changed my life.
Because here's what it is. It's not. It's the whole package, right? It's how it's delivered. Because there's a dude that was using that word, walking up to people in malls using it.
Yes.
And people wanted to punch him in the face.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the delivery of it, and I think that's what's most important, and
I've reached out to him so many times, dude. I want to make a collaboration with Jay Kinda Funny. I've reached out to him. I've commented on his videos. I've told him, dude, how badass would it be if we could do like a collaboration together? And I never got a response. And because I saw what he was doing in after all this, I didn't even know who he was. I heard a kid say or something like it on Omegle, and I'm like, what the hell did that kid say? And he's like, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, this guy's just randomly join in, and I'm like, and they just like, it resonated. It was so, I had no idea what the hell I was saying. They had no idea what they were saying. We didn't know.
It doesn't even mean anything.
Nothing. We literally made our own language.
I love it.
And
it's hilarious.
Dude. I do see it eventually like getting annoying for a lot of people, and I know it's just a fad. I know that, but I think that this fad has really allowed me to expand into like the future opportunities that I want to do. I spent all of this money to take my quality camera compared to filming off of my laptop, to what I'm doing now, and it's just being patient now is the hardest thing.
Hey, you know what's funny? You know what the funny thing is though? You're gonna be like a musician. My friend's a musician, and he wrote this song when he was 13, and it's his biggest song. And here we are 25 years later, and every concert he goes to, that's the most requested song. So it's like, for your career, you're gonna be the fucking Muñano guy. Like
either that or the dick guy. One of the two.
Yeah. You're the Muñano dick guy. That's what you are.
Dude, on roller skates. The Muñano dick guy on roller skates. Yep. That's it.
I love it.
That wears costumes. That's why I'm trying to really like integrate all of these different ideas into it to build a whole show. Because the TV channel that I'm working is just a part to what I mean, that's just a form of what we're doing with this. We're building, we're gonna have probably the world's biggest magic shop out here in the future, and that's what I'm trying to really do and start pushing. And it's going to be a global magic shop where all magic is going to be promoted. That's that's made within the channel.
That's dope.
And then including decks of cards. But the big thing that I added in, I've been like, these cards are over here falling on this desk. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Right now we're working on here in 2024, we're working on at least a year-long tour. I've been dealing communication with a lot of events managers in the UN. So we're going to spend 6 months in the UN. And then we're going to go from the UN to China for 3 months. And then right now I also have India for 3 months. But Brazil and Japan are also on board too, so that we can also add on, including the US tour. So I'm looking for the future with this, but the way we're going to do this is actually going to be a VR studio. And we're going to be able to like do all of that. We're building the very first virtual reality studio here at the same facility where I'm at. And that's why I put all of this together to start filming everything for the next future TV broadcasting stuff
That's
out here
dope.
in Vegas. So
That's
Nice.
really
that's what
dope.
we're
Yeah,
working towards, man.
That's cool. It sounds exciting.
Dude, no doubt.
It's a lot of work.
I mean, we talked about it a little bit yesterday too. We were chatting. You know, I love the fact that you really are seeing that opportunity there and realizing, like, I think so many people get caught up in the fact that they found this moment where people love it and there's getting that gratification and they try and hold on to that as long as they can. You just literally admitted that you know it's a fad. You're aware of this, that you need to keep evolving. And I think that's one of those things that a lot of people in social media just need to be cognizant of, is that evolution is as a necessity to continue to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I went to the bar for the first time ever this weekend. First time ever. Okay, I lied. I go to the bar all the time. But I went to the first time.
First time since COVID.
First time since last week. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, first time since COVID. And it was a blast. You know, I got to perform some magic for these people that I used to perform for. By the way, this is like a redneck bar called Saddles, and it has got like these bikers there, these badass looking mean bikers, dude, scary
Nice.
bikers. I go up and I put this in their hand. They laugh, bro. You see their guns on their waist and they're laughing. I'm waiting for them to start shooting up at the sky, but they didn't. But, you know, like, that's where I felt like it was at. And performing that way, even with the mask on, it felt so good.
Yeah.
But also ran into people who recognized me, even with the mask on and like all dressed up in a suit, like completely different compared to what I wear on TikTok, but they knew me from TikTok.
Yeah.
And you could hear everybody in the bar was yelling, "Manano." I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how do people know I'm here?
So
I got a haircut. I've got I'm not even wearing my damn wigs right now. Come on. Like,
I love it.
That's so funny.
Getting that recognition, like, I used to get it back. I used to get it at like the nightclubs and everything, because like the nightclubs would feature me on like being the magician there and everything and performing. But it's a lot different feeling. I don't feel any different, you know.
Yeah.
I
That's
definitely
good,
look
though.
different, but I don't feel any different. Like, and I don't think I'm going to. If I would have, I would have already felt it. That's why I feel like Instagram was kind of my buildup. I think Instagram and growing at that short pace, or growing at that time, you know, I was proud to have 60,000 followers.
Yeah.
And then for it to, you know, double overnight, it's like, what the hell's going on? I literally
Dude, it's
spent
crazy.
3 years, and Muñano is the thing that gets me this freaking, what the hell? Like,
Dude,
I have done
honestly,
so much more amazing shit, bro. So much.
Dude,
more.
it doesn't matter what's amazing to you, right? Like you said earlier. And literally, like, I am a photographer. That's what I do for my job. And I hate modified light. Okay? I love all my shots are natural light, no matter what. Whether I'm doing a wedding, I never use, you know, a flash. So long story short, my biggest body of work, what got my photography work viral in 2010, was my modified light project. Like, a project that I used modified light on. So it just, what you normally do may not be the thing that makes you big, and it may not be the thing that you do forever. You know, like, you could be doing something and then all of a sudden you do Muñano, and then now you're the fucking Muñano guy, you know? And fucking,
That's
it's like
exactly
it's like
it.
Bob Magic. He's the milkman, you know? It's like that's how it works.
You just got to go what people like. That's what I was saying. Like, you can't be afraid to adapt and to change, and you have to put yourself in their feet. Fuck, man, I would have been done with Muñano a long time ago. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But the amount of engagement that it got, dude, I literally would say 16 to 20 hours a day filming on Omegle. Like, I was getting scoliosis with the chair that I was sitting in, because I'm sitting like this doing the same shit. I went through 40 decks of cards in 2 days because of coughing up so many cards. They would just stick together and I just couldn't use them. So I threw them on the ground and, like, literally I had like 3 bucketfuls of cards just to like throw away like that night. It was crazy. But I also, you know, got a lot of content made from that. like I said, like probably in that 4 weeks of filming those 16 to 20 hours a day, I was getting, I was probably getting between 20 to 50 videos a day. And I ended up saving up almost 1,000 videos in general, just based on all of that. And I have a ton of them that I still haven't like even posted. But that's another thing that I like. We were talking about last night a little bit about the videos and with having like the encryption with the date and how that could actually mess up with the algorithm on those social media platforms. So it's like, even though I have that content done, is it going to work? Is it going to get the views that it used to? Because it's of me in a freaking Santa hat and it's the middle of February. Like, what the hell,
Oh, that's perfect.
So,
dude, we did.
Absolutely.
We put our Halloween video up in like February.
We dropped a Halloween deck review. I think it was like the end of January.
Yeah.
Dude, it still got good views. No one gave two shits. That's the funny thing about it. But
if it's good, it doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah, like, well, and I think sometimes though doing stuff like that though too is jarring enough that people are like, what the fuck's he dressed up for Christmas for? It's February. Same with like, why are they dropping Halloween decks in January? They're like, what's this all about?
That's
9 times out of
yeah.
I think it's
funny. I think it's funny.
I think that's brilliant. As a marketing, that's brilliant. Like, what if we start, we need to figure out something. We need to start like releasing all of these, like the playing cards for you guys. I'll start releasing, like, I have some really funny, badass ideas for Christmas this year for Muñaño, where I'm going to build I wish I would have brought some of them, but I haven't purchased them yet, but it's just a box. It's got a Christmas bow on top and I'm going to sell them for $10 a piece. And basically, when you open it up, it says Muñaño, and you close it, and it's just like an accordion. You
should put it on a dick. You got to put it. It'll be a dick in a box that says Muñaño.
Oh my god!
I actually was going to do that, but I have a lot of kids watch my shit, and I don't want to go to jail. So
yeah, but the kid's not going to buy it without their parents' money, so it doesn't matter.
I don't know. I might put it on like my website. Yeah, I want the kids to buy it.
Yeah, you could have the adult version and the kids version if you want.
Yeah, we'll do both. I like that. I just, what if you just had like a bag of like, you see those trucks that have like the balls just on the back truck?
Yeah.
What?
They like
you've never seen that?
Oh
yeah.
Truck nuts.
Yeah.
Truck nuts. Yeah, just put some truck nuts in a box and give it as a Christmas gift. I think it's a great idea.
Dude, it was a couple of years ago where Cards Against Humanity literally sold boxes of like freeze-dried shit. And they sold out. Yeah, dude. People literally bought boxes of frozen, like freeze-dried shit.
What?
Yeah, dude. People buy crazy shit, man.
Dude, I am really going to start saving my shit now.
People do buy crazy shit. That's for damn sure.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, my favorite thing is like when you like go, like when you're watching someone like on their computer and they go to like Amazon to see what their like suggestions are in the thing, because there's always like one or two weird things where like, what the fuck were you looking at that this is your suggested item? So every once in a while at work, what I would do back in the day is like if someone would talk about Amazon, I'd send them like weird links for Amazon to try and mess up their suggestions. So my go-tos were like those little, like, you ever see the hands that go on your fingertips?
They're
like,
I have.
The baby hands.
So those, and then I would send people links to this like 7-foot Yeti statue that they have on Amazon. And so like, randomly they'd be like, dude, I'm getting like weird ass books. Or you'd send them they also have like a can of unicorn farts, which is literally just like a can of glitter. But like you send people these things and it completely skews their like suggestion algorithm. It's amazing.
Do you send that to your friends, you said?
Yeah. I'd send it to like my friends and they'd be like, what?
You know what you need to do? Open up the app, go to share, and go to airdrop when you're in Walmart and just do it to a bunch of people in Walmart. My God.
That would be so good.
My mom used to do that. She would send this ugly picture of like Betty White and like fucking, I don't know. It wasn't anything inappropriate, but it was something funny to do with Betty White and like her looking out at something. But my mom would send it to people like down the aisle. You would look over and they're like, "What? Who the hell is this?" And look around and stuff. So it was so funny.
This viewer Marissa came on and said she hates you. Oh, come on, Tyler.
I'm assuming that's your fiance.
It's his fiance.
That is her. That is her.
You didn't even let me. I was going to milk that.
You missed it earlier though, Marissa, where he said you are his #1 supporter, you and the dog. So we gave you kudos earlier, but we're glad you're here.
Welcome,
Tyler, I
welcome.
appreciate the brownie points, bro. I'll give you $20 after the show.
You owe us money after the show, buddy.
Oh my God. Listen, I am also
Well-
one all about supporting. So I got you no charge, man. No worries. But
I
my
only
God.
have $1 though.
Hey, it's better than no dollar.
Is it one of those? Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
I was just about to say, I'm like, is
Now
it one
it's
of those
$100
ones you could turn into a hundo? Oh my God, I love it. I feel like that's a trick that'll get you robbed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't. I only perform that when I go through like the drive-through at McDonald's. I'd be like, "Do you take hundreds?" And I'll pull out the dollar. They're like, "Yeah, we take hundreds." And I'll look at it. I'm like, "They're like, that's not 100." I'm like,
Now it is.
"Now it is."
God.
It's fun shit, man.
Hold on. Here's my question: does your fiance randomly do it back to you?
No.
Oh, Marissa, this is what you got to do. In the morning, at like 4 a.m, when he's sound asleep, just lean over in his ear and go, "Muñeño!" Like, and just wake him up out
With
of the
the little yachty wig on. With the little yachty wig on.
Oh yeah, dude. That's one of my favorite wigs.
I love that wig, man. I saw it the other day. And like the thing is, though, his hair isn't red anymore. But I'm like, yeah, that wig it's so good.
Yeah,
I went from Little Yachty to Trippy, so it's one of the two.
There you go.
she just said it.
There you go. We got her to tell you, Muñeño.
She cracks me up. Yeah, Marissa, please don't do that. I will leave you.
Actually, Marissa, no, he won't. He won't leave you. Marissa, this is what you got to do. All right, ready? This is a brilliant idea. Everybody knows I'm the man with brilliant ideas. I just never execute them myself. So, Marissa, this is what you got to do. You got to start filming yourself pranking Tyler with Muñeño, and put it on TikTok, and you'll blow up on TikTok, guaranteed. It'd be brilliant.
Maybe that'll get Jay kind of funnies. Maybe that'll get Jay kind of funnies. I don't know. I guess his attention.
That
Maybe.
might be. That might be, man.
Yo. I would do that.
I don't know. I
She
do like that idea.
She said you need your beauty sleep, so you wouldn't be happy if she woke you up with Muñeño.
I think, you know what? In the beginning, he wouldn't like it, but when you have 10 million followers, he'd love it.
Yeah, Marissa, help me out.
Dude, I'm telling you, it would be a whole different ball game.
Oh my God.
It's just really scary. It's really scary to bring I've been very scared to bring her like onto the channel because I see how rude people really are. And people just recently made a video or a page for her, like made an OnlyFans page and just posted a bunch of like inappropriate videos and stuff like that recently, like 2 weeks ago.
What?
That's crazy.
And so we got it taken down. We got it all taken care of. But like, that's why I like, I'm afraid to like really promote her in my content because I don't want people coming at her and attacking her in any way. Like,
yeah, people are crazy. I mean, we talked to, Casey online, and she said people are ruthless, man, with her.
Oh yeah, man. You know what I want to do though? Like, I want to create an OnlyFans now, Marissa, like be a photographer and take her pictures, and we'll sell like her panties, but we'll just go to Goodwill and just find some like granny panties that have these nasty ass stains, bro, and sell them for $50. Be like, you dirty dog, you sniff this right here. They don't understand. It's like 5-year-old period blood stain, something gross. Okay, too much.
They would sell. But people are crazy these days. It's interesting to see how like the fad has shifted to OnlyFans to a pretty significant extent, and you see all this monetization on it. It would have been interesting to see how TikTok probably could have better utilized monetization on their own platform to keep people on it instead of all these secondary platforms now benefiting from where TikTok fell short.
Oh, dude, I mean, you can make so much more money on sex. That's why people are doing it.
Oh, it's crazy.
Like, we were talking about last week. Like, everybody has a fucking OnlyFans right now. Literally. I'm surprised Tyler doesn't have an OnlyFans.
I do not have an OnlyFans.
It's only dick magic. It's all the dick magic that I see on Omegle.
Oh my God. Dude, that's what, you just take the screenshots. There you go. You could probably pull that off. You think about a lot of them, like, shit, I was just thinking about this the other day. People actually do, like, we saw a Kickstarter campaign recently where they're like, hey, we can't put pictures of, and this all turned out to be probably like a scam deck anyway, but they're like, we can't put the pictures on here because they're not safe for work. So go join our Discord and we'll share it there. And I'm like, first off, brilliant marketing idea because people will join anything to see naked pictures. But second off,
like, naked pictures, they were cartoons.
They were naked cartoons, but like, People are into weird shit, man. We know this. But that being said,
Yeah.
like, that's the interesting thing about how you could utilize OnlyFans without it being like naked stuff. Be like, see my X-rated Omegle videos, and it has nothing to do with you. It's just, you know, how many dicks you go through to get to the one reaction video.
Dude, and honestly, like that's what I want to do is like I want to live stream, and that's why I'm kind of trying to build all this out because I was gonna utilize like Twitch, and then I saw Twitch's things, and I'm like, if I got banned on TikTok like on the first day of going live doing these reactions, I was like, you know, I might just have to do it through OnlyFans because the way that I want to do everything is just as soon as I'm filming and I'm live, I'm broadcasting everything, and I'll just change everything and and then I'll just edit everything based off of that. So just doing now a 2-hour episode that doesn't really even need any editing at all, and that's how I like all of my content to be. But of course, you'll have those. I want to do the OnlyFans idea. I think that's so funny. I think it'd be funnier to like act like you're this girl and like send the fucking underwear to people and shit. Like I think that would be, dude. Imagine making like, you know, you go and buy a pair of underwear for like $3 and you sell it for 100. You know, oh my god! Like, I'm not kidding. Like I've heard of girls that do this with OnlyFans. Is they'll have OnlyFans. They'll go to Goodwill, buy a cheap pair of clothes, and these guys will ship her $500 to $1,000 for these clothes that aren't even hers.
That's crazy.
She sprays a little perfume on and that's it.
She'll take a picture with them on, and there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, takes a picture with them on. If that, maybe not. I don't know. I think she just packs them up and sends them out.
Tyler, you're cute and all, but I don't think your man stank. I don't think your man stank is gonna pull in 100. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my god, hey, dude, you never know.
Break into the foot market.
This is something that Steve and I have actually had conversations around before.
Let me tell you, yeah, that's for damn sure. You can break into that market like $1 million.
Dude, the whole foot thing is like a legit established market, though. Like it's crazy. It's huge. Crazy. The amount of people on OnlyFans who literally make like a salary just selling pictures of their feet. You don't even know what they look like. It's just their feet. It's good on them. Honestly, man, good on them.
I wish I didn't have feet, man. I wish I didn't have hairy feet so I could join that market, you know?
You just gotta get a little bit of nair, get all the hair off, and you're good to go, man. Oh my god. Dude, yeah, the things that people will spend money on sometimes blows my mind. And like, I mean,
dude,
saying that
here we are spending $30 on
a deck of playing cards. And I was just gonna say, like, here we are talking about like buying playing cards for ridiculous amounts of money. But at the end of the day, like people will spend like house money on dumb stuff. Like you're just like
C-Dub says we'll give $100 for a clip of your beard, Tyler.
Man. Maybe one day, I don't know. I'll hit you up when I'm ready to trim it, C-Dub.
Dude, he just said a trim, so you can just tidy it up and send it to him.
Yeah, but tidying it up's work, man. I'm not about that life.
Yeah, but he said a trim. All you have to do is go boop, and there you go, $100.
We'll see. Oh my god, yeah, dude. I think I'm curious what the long-term potential ramifications of OnlyFans will be, though, for a lot of these accounts that are popping up.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, it depends. A lot of them might not go back to work because they're making so much money, or they're trying to get a job after is going to be a little difficult, you know?
Yeah.
Is it discriminatory though?
No, because you're not a protected class. So you're not a protected class as so there's actually two things that can happen there. So in a lot of states, you actually have a protection where they can't ask you about previous jobs or like why you left a previous job or how much money you made, things like that. So protection for people who are looking to get a job has gotten a lot better. But like if they do a background check, like nowadays background checks are like super thorough. So like if you have a public profile that uses your name, it's going to be fine. It's going to be visible. That's why, like, I think a lot of times, like if people do an OnlyFans, you should use like a moniker, like a nickname or something, where the only place that your real name actually exists is in the private records for your payment purposes. That way, like they can't just prove it's you. Like, oh yeah, this may look like me, but it doesn't say my name. Like that could be anyone, you know?
Yeah,
So,
I just didn't know if it was different because of a subscription based.
Just don't show your face. Just show your sponge.
Well, so that's the thing though. Like a lot of it, even though it's subscription based, the front end you still have your like your profile picture and a name on it. So like those kind of things could still, you know, they may, I doubt, you know, a background check's going to go spend whatever the money is to see what you're posting in there, but the existence of one in and of itself could potentially have a negative impact, even if you have one and never even posted on it.
That's freaking crazy.
Right? So like I was thinking about that, and I was talking to my girlfriend about that the other day. I'm like, you know, it's great, but like I'm hoping that people realize that if they're making a ton of money on it, be smart with your money, stockpile it. Don't be sitting there going like, oh, I just made 30 grand, let's go buy a brand new car, unless you actually need a brand new car. And then cool, but like you need to be putting money away. You know, you need to make sure that like if you're going to do this as a long-term thing, stockpile as much as you can. Like start playing and utilize it in smart ways. You know, you mentioned earlier you were getting into the stock market. Like if you have disposable income, find ways to make your money work for you so that you can continue to make more money. And then also then you can spend more. So
look what Russ
absolutely
said. Look what Russ said.
There you go. My OnlyFans account is sits on couch doing nothing.
That's so good.
Oh my God. Dude, yeah, I mean,
oh my gosh.
There is also, I will say in response to that, there are people who are into everything. So,
of course. I mean,
you know,
you name it, people are into it. So
yeah, people may pay to see. Yeah, people may pay to see you sit on the couch all day. I mean, literally, think about what Twitch streaming is. People literally, well, people do, in some situations, people pay to watch other people play video games. Like,
what's his name? What's his name? PewDiePie.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's gone above and beyond video games at this point. He's like a staple in the community at this point. But
yeah, he does nothing. I tried watching 12 seconds of his video and I almost died. I wanted to stab my eyes out.
Oh my God, man. I mean,
the fact that guy has like the second highest viewers on YouTube is just blows my mind.
Yeah. I mean, he's done well for him.
Yeah, good on him. Good on him. I mean, the however many million people, 100 million, how many? 300 million?
142 million, something like that.
Yeah, 142 million. I mean,
how much?
I think he has 142 million subs.
Dude, and all he does
is Charlie times 2.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, where's he at?
He out of control.
He's at 109, but still, yeah, like
109 million.
You know, look at this though.
Follow him.
That's crazy to think about. That it took him that long.
Yeah.
And Charlie D'Amelio has been doing it for a year. And she's at 100 million already.
Yeah, well, I mean,
now how many of those are bought though? Probably quite a few, but I don't know.
Well, and that's the thing too, and you know, we've seen it a lot with people who do go big on TikTok, and like you've managed, you actually like your numbers fit in line with it too. There was always this kind of like number in social media where like, oh, when you try and transfer between platforms, you usually retain about 1%. So if you have 1 million followers on TikTok, you can usually get about 1% of those to transfer somewhere else. You actually had the reverse where you had actually built on Instagram. So it's interesting to see what sort of transfer you'd be able to get because you already have such an established following above what that TikTok following 1% would be. But you look at a lot of people who have like a couple million followers and it's like they'll go push their Instagram. And then like 6 months later, if they're at 3 million on TikTok, they're at 30,000 on Instagram because of that 1% conversion. It holds so like well, which is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. But the other thing is though, depending on how you do it, like I've seen other magicians that will have a lot of following on TikTok, but they won't have they'll say they've got a lot of clout on Instagram. And then when they go to Instagram, you know, they have like 43 or 45 or 50,000 followers, but only get like 28 likes or 50 likes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that doesn't make sense, you know?
Yeah. A lot
of there.
One thing that happens also is like in the beginning, maybe they were posting magic. They got all these followers. People really love their magic. And then they stop posting magic and just post random shit.
Or they got big on TikTok and they just repost their TikToks. And so you have the same people watching on two platforms. And so,
nobody cares. So they don't like it.
It all depends on, the kind of like how it changed over time, which I think even the social media evolution is always interesting. And like you said, you know, it's always trying to find what that next fad is going to be so that you can actually continue that growth. But like those evolutions, if you get too stuck in your ways or you change too drastically, it's always a risk. You know, there's always a risk that you change to something and people don't like it.
Yeah, but you know, you've got to make that risk though. You have to see what works and what doesn't work. That's why I tell people, you know, 3 to 5 videos a day for an entire month. just to see what kind of engagement you can get on for TikTok. Not Instagram. Instagram, that's bullshit. It's super hard to grow on Instagram now, more than ever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But TikTok is the easiest platform to grow on. So if you can get conversions on TikTok and start growing on TikTok and get the engagement on TikTok and then transfer that to different platforms, I think that's going to be the easiest way for you to actually grow your other platforms. It's at least been in my case. I mean, I tried the hard way for 2.5 years to get to 65,000 organically. And then after the one video, it took me to almost 135,000.
Yeah, it's crazy. And that's awesome though. That's one of my favorite parts about TikTok is you can literally go from like 10 followers to hundreds of thousands of followers overnight. And it isn't, not to say it isn't hard. It's definitely hard, but it's a lot easier than on a lot of other platforms. The ability to go viral on TikTok is exponentially higher than any other platform right now.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This is the way I look at it. We talked about this in our pre-show. Is going viral on TikTok, right? Once or twice is no big fucking deal because everybody does it. I feel like, right? The thing that you need to remember and hope that you can do is continually get those views. And you might not get 35 million views per video, but you know, if you go from 35 million to 10 views or 1,000 views on all your videos, then obviously, you know, but that's the thing. What it comes down to is, yes, you may go viral, but you have to consistently keep doing work, keep doing different things, keep doing
it's not
things
a one and done thing.
5 or 6 videos, see what's still getting, you know, the interaction from other people, you know?
Yeah.
It's tough, but it's and that's the only thing about TikTok that's crazy is that it doesn't matter who you are. You can go viral a lot easier. But you have to maintain that, you know, and we know someone who was on TikTok, they went viral. You know, 18 months later, they'd be lucky if they get 4,000 views on their videos.
Yeah.
And it's about, that timeliness and utilizing the opportunity.
You can't, it's really hard to also like take those followers and try to take them into a different because the AI behind TikTok will push your views out, your video out, but they don't push it out to your followers for a couple of days, really. If you look at it, you'll notice now between days 3 through 6, you're going to receive a bunch of weird views and likes and notifications about people on your thing. You're like, why? It's not immediate. Most of the time, if it goes immediate, then it's on the For You page. And that means you're making moves. That's when it could really blow up. I had a video I posted yesterday, and in the first minute, you know, it got like 4,000 views. And in the first minute, I'm like, holy shit, this is going to blow. I mean, it didn't go as crazy as I thought it was going to. I mean, and still in the first day, it got 150,000 views. So it still is in the category to continue to get pushed because there's different levels depending on if you're on the FYP or what's going on. And so I've been very bad on being on social media and using it. And just because I'm not ready to come back at it again and give it my all because I have to get this stuff done first. Right. That way I can focus on that. That way it's not half-assed or it looks like it's rushed. I want it to be done the right way. So like I was saying earlier, I don't have to go back through and do it again.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. It's, you know, it's knowing the game and play it properly, right? It's literally a job and you need to perform at your job to keep it, right?
Yep. You got to perform for your life. I mean, whether it's you've literally have to continue to create. You cannot settle on one trick and say this trick is going to work. You can't settle on 10 tricks and say it's going to work. You constantly have to be building those tricks or the decks of cards or whatever you're working on. It's not even, we're talking magic because it's kind of like a magic. I mean, since I'm a magician or whatever, but it's not even based in magic. It's with everything you do in life. You have to learn how to adapt to these changes on whatever we're going through, because if you don't, you're going to fail. And that's what every business does that does not adapt. Every business fails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's create content, learn from your mistakes. Don't keep making them. And you know, try to do new things and create more avenues. And you know, it literally is an ongoing process. And
be adventurous.
Yeah, it never stops. You know?
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's what everything is. I feel like that's what it's all about in the end. Just be you. And don't give a shit what people say, but put the time and the work and the effort in, because if you do, it's not a wasted time. It might feel like it is, but it's not. You're just getting that much closer to it being your time.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to talk about it. Like, that's the best way to look at it. If you want to get famous, you can do it. But there's a lot that is on the plate. And my goal was never to be famous. My goal was just to try to entertain people and bring people laughters and smiles through dicks and through sponge balls and through cards. You know what I mean? And so it was an awesome thing. But then I found this character that made it family friendly compared to the smoking and the vaping and everything in that way. So I wanted to put that away, where I was just in a very niche market that was dying, that had hardly any money in it at all. Right. And move it towards a bigger industry where it was the entire world that I could market to. I can put a dick in, I mean, I'm not gonna put a dick in Kid's hand, but I could put a dick in.
Dude, you get canceled real quick.
real quick.
Oh my god!
But do that to to any adult. It's just, and then you can just say Muñaño and the kids will love it. It's. Yeah. I don't know.
Put in a kid's hand, maybe a piece of poop.
Maybe like a sponge dinosaur. How's that?
No, I think that's no. A piece of poop would be epic.
What if you had like just the balls?
No.
And then you had the magic wand, and you're like tap it, and then I don't like that.
Gotta be poop. Gotta be
too weird. I like poop.
Poop's actually, because everybody thinks it's funny.
I wish. Let me see if I have something in here. I'll tell you this trick I'm about to show you guys. One of my favorites.
Oh man!
If people think I deep throat this, I have fooled everybody, dude.
I'm really scared about what you're about to pull out here.
Yeah, after our conversation, me too.
Oh, I love it.
That's funny. All right, let me get this.
You know what we could give away? We can give away my Canon and cannonballs. I literally bought this for this episode.
You should learn to do. Oh my god. I love
that. So I love it. So here's the funny thing. Here's the Brad. Here's the funny thing. Like, I don't know if I like your routine better or just the way you laugh into the camera.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what I like better, because that makes me laugh. I think more than anything.
Yeah, I know, man. That's what I tell people. Like, you don't have to be a good magician. Like, I'm okay. I love doing magic. I've been doing it my entire life. But you don't have to be a good magician to make a video fun. You just have to be you. Be you in the camera and do whatever.
Yeah, no, for sure, 100%.
Oh god.
Okay, I get it.
Dude, people like go apeshit though when you like fucking spit out the cards. Like, I love those reactions.
Every magician is cringing, but everybody else is laughing their ass off.
Their mind is blown.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I felt like I do so many camera angles and stuff, and I performed with it. Like, I can palm cards really, really well, and even like show there's nothing there, and it looks like there's nothing in this hand.
Yeah.
But then when I go to do the actual trick, like, I figured out different ways to make it work the right way. I have messed up. I mean, it's the same thing on making pens disappear and making them reappear. It's the same principle. It's just messing around with different ideas to see what looks the best in the camera. Like, it looks realistic now when you get in your nose. That flashed really bad there. You know what I mean?
Oh, but we didn't see
you
it.
cut out. Yeah, you cut out. You're fine. It worked in your favor there.
You know who's really good at the cards out of the mouth as well is Andre Geek. But he's good at everything. But
I have to. I know Andre. I love watching. He got me into stock pretty heavily and got me into Ethereum. He's out here in Vegas too. I need to give him a call, and I want to perform with him sometime. I know. I've never reached out.
His magic. He's amazing at magic.
Yeah, he is next level.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he does a lot of on set work. Is that his battery? Oh, he's back. He's back.
I'm here.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
done
yeah.
a lot of like on-set stuff, and he does a lot of like consulting with it. But yeah, he's
Consulting
brilliant.
with movies and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He
I was gonna
did
say he
consulting
went
for Now You See Me.
yeah,
really.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, he's like legit.
I know he knows how to make money. I know he goes where the money is too.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's not stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
Money-
he just hit
okay.
a million subs.
Yeah. Well, anybody who's a magician in here that wants to be a magician, you will not make a lot of money unless you're like David Copperfield. I'll tell you that much right now. You can, but you have to learn how to market yourself properly. And like
Yeah.
some videos that like I downloaded, I spent a lot of money. I taught Scott Tokar's how to make six figures like 3 years ago. And it was like a 9.5 hour course. It was awesome. But I spent like $1,000 on it or something, $500 or something crazy on it.
Yeah.
On a 9-hour course?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was freaking long, dude. But I learned so much about like the business side of things and like what I needed to do to make six figures and like how I needed to market myself. The way that I started performing in Warsaw at an Applebee's to like expanding to different restaurants to then buying a bunch of magic kits and then putting the magic kits together and going and doing farmers markets on Saturdays and selling magic kits to farmers markets and then booking shows there. Like I would have 9 to 12 magic shows a weekend from Friday to Sunday just from doing that at farmers markets. And I mean, each show is like 3, 4, 6, you know, it's 3 or, I mean, some of the shows, man, were like 2 or 3 hours away, which because then, but I would try to book all of the shows in the same area. That way it was super easy for me.
Wow. Dude, and that's what the hustle's all about, though. I think that's like really that's where a lot of people I think miss the drive there is being able to keep pushing on it and realize that, yeah, like initially it's not going to be fun. You're going to be spending a lot of time doing this stuff, but you got to enjoy it because that's what the hustle's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I'm just, you know, I'm just glad to be where I'm at now in my career. I'm glad to look back and like my parents, and I mean, I love my parents to death and I know they're proud of me, but you know, I've never truly felt like they were proud of me. So it's different. Like I call him to tell him what I'm doing and what I'm working on and what I've been working on for the last 7 months. And he's like, well, you know, I'm excited to be done. Like I'm excited to just say, you know what, I don't even care what you think anymore.
Yeah.
That time will come, you know, and it's tough because a lot of people, you know, a lot of people are kind of stuck in their parents' kind of grasp of, are you proud of me? You know, am I making you proud? And I think what it comes down to is, and obviously a lot of people, you know, are in that kind of their whole life, you know, whether they're doing good or not, they still can't make their parents proud, you know, but
they try.
And what it comes down to is, you know what, you don't have, you know, the best way to make your parents proud is to be successful. And that has nothing to do with money. It has to do with you being happy and just making shit work and happen. Right. And if you have obviously a beautiful fiance and you have a beautiful dog and you have this studio and you have this career that you love and you're happy, then I'm sure they'd be proud.
Yeah.
You know,
that looks a little bit better. You know, and I know that they're proud of me in that nature, but like, I just think sometimes you just have to tell people to fuck off and do your life.
Yes.
And 100%. Until you can hold up and say, hey, you know what? Like, I'm going to do this because I want to, not because you guys want me to do this, because I'm going to do it because it's my life. And when you can put that stepping stone down and tell your parents that, that's sometimes the hardest thing to truly do, let alone then to fulfill everything beyond that and to make it more realistic. That's the hardest for sure. But it all happens. Like that's why I look at my family and I'm blessed that they didn't always believe in me. Right. Because they made me succeed more than ever. They made me the magician that I am today, or the businessman I am today.
Yeah. So I have a question for you.
Absolutely.
And then we can if we got any questions. Here's the important question. Have you put a dick in your dad's hand?
No, I just did my grandma's hand though. But no, I did not. I have no. My dad is like 6'1", I don't know how big he is, 275. He's a police officer. So he's always been like this intimidating dude in my life.
Put a dick in
Like
his hand, bro.
5'10", dude, I'm not afraid now, dude. I have the superpower to put a dick in anybody's hand. I don't give two shits who it is. I
want a video. I want a video of you putting a dick in your dad's hand. Or
he
you
knows
know what?
that trick.
Give him the nun. Give him the nun.
Oh my god. See, here's the thing though. You could make the best like clickbait video out of it. Be like, put a dick in a cop's hand and he arrested me. Like,
that's true.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we were talking about doing like skits and videos and stuff with like the police department. Because I was about to do like, I was going to wear a suit and get attacked by the K9 and do magic and that shit. We were planning on that. But then the K9 got shot. So like a bad time.
Oh,
so
damn,
it didn't end up working. Yeah. It went south quick. I know. It's kind of,
so
it's definitely not funny by any means, but it is. Yeah. So that didn't end up working out. And like, with me too, I was always just like, you know, I was always afraid whenever I was in, even with Marissa watching me and helping me film back when I first was in front of a camera, I was afraid to be like, what are these people around me going to think when I'm talking into a camera? Like, they're going to look at me and be like, oh, I would just be like kind of sheltered. But now it's just like, dude, come on in. You want to see the studio? Come check it out. You want to get in a video with me? Let's do it. Like, it's opened me up so much. And I think that's the true power to social media and like to the future is if people are able to adapt and to communicate, man, I mean, literally you could do whatever you wanted with your life. The networking capabilities are there. So
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, man. But eventually, Steve, if I do put a dick in my dad's hand, I will film it. And then I will tell him that Steve wanted me to do this. And I will go and I will tattoo Steve on the side shaft, your name. And I'll put Steve was here.
Oh my god.
Can you do that, please? Do it with the wand one. I don't want it with that little red one. That's kind of
Dude, the wand one's about 2.5 feet, bro. That's a big dick.
Yeah, but you know, I can be a big dick sometimes.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You know,
absolutely.
Yeah, Kyle's witnessed me being a dick. I was actually a dick to him a couple of days ago.
And he apologized.
I apologized right away.
No, Steve is. I have to say, Steve. Off the bat, Steve has made me better at apologizing. So, because sometimes you got to eat it, but not the dick, but the pride.
So, yeah, dude, I totally like yelled at Kyle the other day, and then literally 12 seconds later.
I mean, my response was also, "Well, you can go fuck yourself then," and he was like, I'm sorry, man.
No, actually, that's not how it went. What happened was I was yelling at him. So here's the thing: I'm an alpha male. He's an alpha male. So when we have our little things, right?
We yell, yeah.
Well, let's not say we yell. we get kind of a little heated, and
we get heated.
But this is I had a crazy bad day. I was super stressed, and I was working on a back end of our website. And I thought I was having issues with it, and I thought he was fucking around in the back end. So what happened was is I would get out, I would come back in, and all the shit I changed was back to the way it was. And I asked him about it. I was like, are you messing around? He's like, no, I don't know what's happening. And then something else happened. The same thing happened, but he did change it that time.
Yeah, I did change it that time. But not to be a dick. I was like, I purposely changed it.
Right. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And he's like, what do you mean? Well, you can do it yourself then. I was like, hold on. And he kept going. I was like, hold on a minute. And he just went silent. I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I totally blew it out of proportion. I apologize. I'm really stressed. You know, like I shouldn't have went at you like that. And yeah, but see, I could be a big dick sometimes. So,
but he squashes.
I'm going to send you a dick in the box when those orders come in. I'm going to send you a dick in the box so you can always.
I want the adult version, not the young kid version.
Yeah, not the me.
Do you know? I'm going to have 3 different colors: black, white, and there's going to be like a rainbow one. Would you like a specific color?
I don't even care. The rainbow one's kind of cool because it can go with a lot of things.
It's very versatile.
Yeah,
I'm down with the rainbow one.
Dude, what if we had like a black light one? You know, you put a black light and it starts glowing. That'd be pretty badass. Dude, I'm thinking about some ideas, dude.
That'd be dope. You know what else? Can you do this?
Glow in the dock.
Can you create like a little soundboard in the box so when you open it, it's not written. It actually says Muñeño. Like it says it
that
when you
would
open
be.
it.
That's a brilliant. What if we could do it this way? What if you opened it? I think that would be awesome. I think that's going to cost quite a bit of money. But what if you could put a QR code on it, and when you put the QR code on the
Oh,
box, I
too
don't
much
think so.
work. I don't want to.
Too
This is what you
much?
do. So, dude, they have cards that open, and when they open, they play music. So it can't be that
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah, I mean, if you did it in bulk through like Alibaba, you could probably get it pretty cheap. The one thing you do want to do there, though, is you want to make it rechargeable because people are always like, oh, well, how do I recharge it after the battery dies? Or
Yeah.
easy to replace the battery. One of those two. Like if it's a watch battery or rechargeable,
Yeah.
people love that shit.
Easy, dude. It would be simple. Open.
Dude, this is really
it could be
smart.
it could be a magnet or something, and when that magnet is pulled apart from the top of the lid,
Yeah, it triggers the switch and
triggers
plays the sound. Yeah.
You guys are fucking brilliant. Thank you guys so much for
That
this.
was my
I
idea.
am going
That was
to
my
do
idea.
this. Steve, I will. We'll figure something out. I love it,
dude.
dude.
I don't. All I need is a rainbow
all you need
one
is
for
a
free.
dick.
That's
A
all.
rainbow dick. I got you.
Just
I got
give me
you.
one
The
for free.
rainbow
We're
dick.
cool.
Rusneck says, I only want a seafoam one to match my bedroom nautical theme.
Rusneck's on fire tonight.
Dude, I love it. I love it.
Solar
Oh my
powered
God.
dick.
Solar powered dick. Dude, they're like, our chat gets so crazy sometimes, but in such good ways. Like, I love it.
I love our viewers, man. Our viewers literally makes this so much more enjoyable.
Oh man, I love it. I see you saying I also have not put a dick in anyone's hand, so I'm guessing I'm good as your guess. No, Andrew, you gotta put a dick in your hand to be in this. I'm just kidding. You don't have to.
Oh my God, I love it.
People are gonna come into this like Brad did and not know what the heck
He's
is
like,
going
what did
on.
I walk into? Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna just come in and be like, what the heck's going on? Why are they
my
talking
God.
about dicks? Just so you guys know, you guys gotta check out Tyler on Instagram and TikTok and see what we're actually talking about.
Yeah.
I was so how long does it take you to get into the Sparrow gear?
Oh shit, dude! Like 5 minutes, bro. I just put like makeup here. I don't give a shit, and I just put it on my face, and I'm like rubbing it in. And so I just try. I don't even care if it looks good. I really don't. So I'll take like instead of putting like a liner on my face from, I just take it on my eyes and I just this and just like go to work. I just put the wig on. I put it on, and I think the hardest part is like getting in character. So I have to take like a couple of rum shots, you know, just to get in character.
Nice.
That's
Oh
funny.
God, dude, I love it.
That's great. Did we get any questions from the crowd?
We've gotten a lot of comments. I haven't seen a question come in yet. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'm just reading C-Dub's thing. I'm not going to read it out loud because I don't want to put that into the universe.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I just read that as well. That's funny.
I'm not even getting updates in my YouTube. I didn't even see that.
C-Dub is I would
that's it.
I love it.
Jeez.
I feel like
weird,
C-Dub
you know, I don't know why those words are so close either. Like it's not good, you know. Those words are way too damn close for them to be used closely.
Oh my God.
Right.
Well, you know what though? I think it's funny because a lot of magicians who like focus on one kind of like set type, like, oh, I'm a kid's magician or I'm a corporate magician or I'm a this and that. Dude, you run the whole gamut there. You can be a kid's magician, you can be a corporate magician, you can be a bar magician. You could just got to make sure you bring the right box with you.
Like, yeah, and dick.
True.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Some of you just like don't bring any, you know.
Yeah.
I've done that the wrong way. But if a parent asks you to bring a dick to their kid's birthday party, it's okay.
No,
I've noticed. Not until after the show where the kids are like,
the kids are doing their own thing. That's for the parents then. Yeah.
Yeah. That's for the parents thing where I've done like that.
Yeah.
Not when my kids are in the same room. The problem I do have though sometimes is I'll perform at restaurants and I do that dick trick in restaurants, right? Even though it's like a classy manner, I don't care. I'll still do it. But
That's so
sometimes there's like not kids around the table ever, but there's kids next to the table next to me that are like over. They're like, oh, you know, you just see them making this face, and I'm like laughing. So they're like, "Mommy, what's that?" And I'm like,
that's when you have to do this. You have to go.
Pretend it's a cannon.
Pretend it's a cannon.
Oh my God.
Come on, dude.
Yeah. Well, I take it, and then I'll usually what I'll do is I'll take the dick, and then I'll like pull it here, and then I'll just go pull it out like a sponge ball, and it's just like the actual ball. And then
Yeah.
I'll like pull out another one behind their ear, but it's not that. But I'll pull out the other one behind their ear.
Oh my God.
Now, did you put magnets in yours?
No, I haven't put magnets in any of my dicks yet because I needed to use my magnets for like some of my build magic and some of the card tricks that I'm building and some of these other ideas. Because one of my favorite tricks, I think that I don't know if we talked about it yesterday, but I built this magic trick that I want to release, and I've had it for a couple of years. But the trick that originally made me go viral on Instagram was one of them with the lights in my mouth.
Yeah.
I've got like a special light mechanism that I do with it, and it's really, really cool. And so I showed Rocco at Magic Live in 2018, and he loved it because it was his device used in a different way. And I cut out the battery. I did a bunch of different things to it to make it work. Actually, I almost ruined my teeth though because I had battery acid leaking in my teeth. And so, yeah, dude, I almost ruined all of my teeth. It was fucked up. It was a bad time. Cost like $1,700 and shit worth of damage and stuff. And I'm like, wow.
Crazy.
So like I've had like a lot of that shit going on, but I don't know if I have one in here or not. Yeah, I don't know where it's at. I'm not gonna look for it right now, but I have hundreds of them, but I think they're a really cool way to promote, like to perform magic. But the thing that I'm fearful of is somebody's gonna choke on it. I know it's gonna happen. I'm surprised I haven't yet. And if you eat one of those things, you got to go to the hospital, get it pumped out or something.
Well, all you have to do is have it come with a warning that is over the gimmick, that you can't get to the gimmick until you read the warning.
Yeah.
That way, once they read it, you're good.
When you,
Dude,
if you're going to produce that,
that,
definitely reach out to an attorney. Definitely reach out to an attorney who deals with that sort of stuff for like negligence and liability, so that they can say like, yeah, this your packaging meets, because it doesn't necessarily have to be on the gimmick, but it has to be on the packaging. And again, this isn't legal advice, but you want to be as safe with that as possible if that is a concern, because you know it's a concern, you definitely need to like cover yourself big time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why I haven't like released it or anything in that way, is because I see that being a big problem for people. And I just don't want to be the reason why somebody dies or like have somebody do the trick that I created.
Yeah.
But it is great. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just sell it as like, they would be just like the exact same lights that I get, but I'm going to sell them as like a building kit because it's super easy to build.
Right.
And that way everybody knows how to build it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm not going to build them for them. I'm just going to actually sell them the products that they need and sell. And it's super easy. I mean, it's going to cost me, I did the math already. And for me to put together one product, it's going to cost me 90 cents total.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
You probably shouldn't talk about that because if you're going to sell it for $20, this cost him 90 cents.
It's the knowledge behind it though that's the cost. Yeah.
Well, the thing is though, it just depends on the quality of the batteries too. Like that's the cheaper form of batteries that I'm looking like, that they don't work the best. But I mean, that's why I haven't sold anything yet. You know, I'm still playing out, trying to find out which lights are the best. You know, I want my products to have good quality. I don't want them to be like, you know, Sans Mines products, like no offense.
Poor Sans Mines. They have everybody is like all over.
Yeah, dude, like all of this shit up here, a lot of this stuff up here. I mean, look at this. I bought this from Sans Mines.
Wait, before we go near this, what's the safe word?
Steve, it's not a sex dungeon, for the love of God. The safe word is pineapple.
Yeah.
This lighter, spent $250 on it.
Why?
Jesus.
Doesn't even fucking work.
That's bullshit.
Do you have to fill it up again, or what's the problem?
So the trick is I set it on the table. I'm like, watch. And light fire, it turns on. And it's because of there's a charger in it with this battery that helps ignite it and all this bullshit. Anyways, I'm not going to go into like how the secret's done, but the thing is, the magnets on this do not work, or not the magnets, but the battery doesn't work on it. I literally pulled it out. I used it one time and it never worked. I sent it back. They sent me another one. It didn't work. I sent it back. They sent me another one. It got lost in the mail. This was 7 months to get this damn lighter. So I said, fuck it, I'm done with it. I'm just gonna keep this last one.
Dude,
they tried charging me.
Here's the thing. Here's the problem.
Yeah.
So I sell a lot of magic stuff to some of my customers, right? Because I have a store. I have a shop, an online shop, and I have one customer who buys a lot of magic. Every other freaking magic trick he gets, he's like, "This thing's fucked. It doesn't work. I have to like." Luckily, he's good at like rebuilding and fixing the gimmicks that he gets brand new. So he'll get it. It'll be messed up. There's glue on the side of something. He has to totally fix it. But yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff comes. Obviously
it's bullshit, man. The amount of money people want to make for literally. Okay, I don't have time to build a fucking magic trick. So don't send me the products if it's going to take me 5 hours to build it. I didn't spend $25 or $50 for you. Just send me a fucking card and I'll buy a new one. Like, I don't have the time. I have 6,000 DVDs that I bought over the time. I have 17 storage boxes of DVDs alone that I've never even opened.
Dude, never even say that out loud. Let's hope Marissa isn't in the room anymore.
The fact that they still sell the DVDs, dude, the fact that they still sell the DVDs blows my mind too. Like, in this day and age, the time it would take them to quickly digitize that shit and be able to sell it as a download, they're losing money because no one's buying DVDs anymore. Shit, Steve and I were talking about the other day, like, who has DVD players anymore? Like, it's almost becoming like people who still have DVD players. It's because they literally just didn't get it, but they
can't afford anything else. They still have
people, or they didn't like. I have one because I just have had it for 15 years and I've never gotten rid of it because I just haven't had a need to get rid of it. Like, who knows? Maybe I'll need it. Exactly. But at some point or another, people are going to be like, oh yeah, like first time, you're a kid growing up and you get your first apartment. Who the fuck's going out to buy a DVD player these days? Nobody. Like, that's not a thing.
I remember when DVDs were like a thing and they were like $200. You can get a DVD player now for like $11.99.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. But it's not even worth getting.
My underwear costs more than DVD players now.
Yeah.
It's trash.
It's like, honestly, Tyler and I do reviews and sometimes we get DVDs and I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with this?
Yeah.
Am I going to hold it up and pretend I can read it? Like, I don't have a DVD player.
Well, and the shitty thing about it though, too, is without digitizing it, some like really good coursework. Like one of them, I can't remember what it is now, but one of like Danny DeTeese's like 9-hour DVDs.
Masterclass?
Yeah. One of his basically one of his masterclasses is only on DVD. Like, at some point or another, when someone stops doing DVDs, like, why didn't you digitize it? But I'm glad to hear you say that when you sell your gimmick, though, it's going to be like building instructions. Because one of the things Steve and I always do like to see is like, when you have a gimmick that dies over time, it's nice to know how to rejuvenate it or build a new one yourself. I think there's so much value that magicians give when they actually sell not just the tool, but how to make the tool.
That's the biggest thing, man. Like Rafi's cards. Why would I want to spend $100? No offense to him by any means, because his work is unbelievable. Yeah. But why would I want to spend $100 for one playing card? I'm not giving you $100 I want to learn how to build it. And a lot of people do, but that he wants to keep that very secretive and that's perfectly fine. But I think that's hurting him in the long run. I think what he should do is sell a card for 100 or sell the whole course for 3.
Yeah.
Or 500. Dude, I know people would buy that at 500. And I know it's an absurd amount of money.
Dude, but people will drop that without batting an eye. Yeah.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, just to know how it's done. Like, he needs to create a course because he's one of the best card makers. He is the best one of the best card makers, I would say, in the world. And, and then like, same with these other people that we look into. Like, that's what I want to, with this opportunity with the TV channel, that's why I want to rebrand everything the way that I think it should have been done the right way the first time. Like selling magic kits and, with online stores and with everything in the future. And like the way that magic is sold. Like, I bought so much magic. I have so many books. I have so many different things that I've never even touched because I just haven't had the time. I wanted to buy it, figure out how it worked right away, and then just use it. But if I had any intentions of me taking an hour to 45 minutes to an hour to build something, I said, fuck it. I don't have that kind of time. I didn't spend this money to not have a product, to have to build the product. I love having to build a product. I love learning how to. but I don't have the time. I want the product now. I don't want 2 rubber bands, 3 strings, elastic thread, some cotton, and some fucking magnets, you know, to go a part of a dick. Like none of that is integrated on any of it. You know, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
it's so true, and it's really unfortunate, you know. And you know, actually, C-Dub brought up Knox. We had Alex on, and he talked about it. It's like most magic tricks that you buy, you look at it, and then it fucking gets thrown in a drawer because a lot of them are shit. They're garbage, you know. So people will just put it out. They don't care. They know they're going to get their one-time money, and that's the end of it. And then, you know, they move on to the next shitty gimmick that they make, you know. And unfortunately, that's the whole process in a lot of the magic tricks that are getting put out is they're complete trash, and you know, there's no quality control on them.
Yeah.
You know, and, I mean, let's be honest, they cost nothing to make. So if it doesn't work, you know, maybe 5 of them don't work, they can send you another one. They're still making 98% off it, you know, because it costs like hardly anything.
Then he goes, whoa, came into shit talk just in time.
Xavier, what's up, Spade?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, so I mean, it's that's the problem, you know. And you know, it's
I think that's why magic needs to be rebuilt like the proper way, where you will understand if I purchase a trick, not only will I get a product in on hand, but I will also understand how to fix it instead of having to go and rebuy it. If I need help to find the accessories, those are easy to find, because if you try to buy anything, any accessory, magnets from Shin Lim's magnets or anything, you know, you're looking 3 to 6 weeks sometimes out of stock, just because, you know, they're in China with COVID and everything going on. They don't know, I mean, with everything. So it's like sometimes you don't know what's going to be happening with that. And that's why I want to make sure that I'll have a supply where people can, hey, if they need a purchase, if you're selling a trick, I only want you buying that trick from me. I'm not going to go to Murphy's and try to promote it on Murphy's or anything else, but I will provide you every single bit of things that you need to give you the best customer service, to make sure the products work for you, to teach you how the product is built and done, and easy access to get extras. They don't have to spend extra money for the download. You've already bought the download. This is your referral code, or this is the code that you use to refill and get your refill, whether it's $10 for, you know, 2 lights or whatever. I mean, who cares? I mean, that's all to be determined, but I'm just using those numbers as an example.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like Spade said, you know, the real problem is people buy it. You know, and here's the reason why people buy it is because they feel like they have to have it. And especially if it's like the new thing. You know, if it's the new thing and you're a fucking magician, you have to have the new magic trick that everybody's talking about. That's just the way it works. Whether it's garbage or not, you have to have it. You get it, you look at it, and you're like, oh, and it gets thrown in a week. It gets thrown in a drawer.
Yeah.
You know.
See, and I'm so much more so the guy who, like, I enjoy the tricks that you don't see everywhere. You know, like I like when someone finds those like lesser known stuff that's just awesome and has such impact. But, you know, again, in this day and age, with so much of the media being short form, sometimes it takes a lot of build up to get to where you want for a trick. And it's tough to really do that for short form media. So gimmicks make a lot more sense because you can do it within 30 seconds, you know?
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I think magic is going to change. I think there's a lot of things that are going to be changing in magic here this upcoming year, and I think a lot of people are going to see those changes on a bigger level. Like I think personally, with magic and with what is about to happen, the biggest members of the magic community, that's in quotation marks, the biggest members in the magic community are going to, I think they're going to start to kind of fall down, and because it's not magic that they're performing anymore, and people see that it's all fake. And I think that's ruining the magic reputation, and it's ruining their reputation as magicians and as masters and everything else. I think there is going to be a time where it's just like what's happening in Las Vegas. It's the exact same thing. You know, all of the Cirque du Soleil shows have canceled out here in Las Vegas. Everyone, they're bankrupt. That is a $1 billion company that went bankrupt because of COVID. So they are rebranding all of Las Vegas. So this is going to open up a lot of opportunities and theater opportunities for one-man shows and magicians or whatever that may be. So I think this is going to be a great way for these new upcoming magicians or these people who really want to push and succeed will have that opportunity, whether it is through social media or whether it's even here in Las Vegas on the Strip. I think all of those are going to open up here over the next few years.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I mean, there's always a double-edged sword. I know, right? It's kind of hard to, with teaching magic or whatever, you know, there's definitely a line of where some part of it is bad, some of it's great. You know,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for teaching magic, I wouldn't be here. Like, I learned magic off a tutorial on YouTube, and that's why I'm here today. So it definitely, and that's the same reason why Tyler's here. You know, so what it comes down to is there's definitely a right way to do it, and a way that's detrimental to the community. You know,
there's a way to do it. Yeah.
You know, and I think, you know, you have your people that know how to do it, that do it properly, that are doing it for the right reasons, where you have those magicians who have been in here for 20, 25 years or whatever. You know, you have your Spades, you have your Spidey, you have your Pandreas and, you know, Coons and like people like that care about the community, that it is their lifestyle. And I got to put this down because I keep like playing with it. I'm like
smacking himself in the face with it.
I don't know what. So, yeah. So I mean, I think what it comes down to is there's in everything that everybody does. It doesn't even matter if it's this community or another community. There's always someone that is for the community, and there's always someone that's for themselves. You know, and the people that are for themselves are for the numbers, for the money, and don't give a shit what they're putting out, and don't care about, you know, any of that other stuff. And, you know, like Spade said, you know, he said the loudest members of the magic don't buy magic. The people who buy it just collect it and don't give any worthwhile feedback.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people, and I've seen it even in cards, you know, there's people in the community that are just shitty people and they still get support.
Yeah.
You know, they'll still make a ton of money every time they do a drop. And it's like, it's because of that coolness factor. You know, if you have the deck, you're cool. If you have the gimmick, you're cool. Doesn't matter if it's shitty. Doesn't matter if the person pushing it's shitty. Like, people just care how they look and their ego. And unfortunately, you know, we're an ego-driven society, you know, and whenever it involves looking cool or being cool, people gonna want it, you know?
Yeah.
No doubt, man.
Absolutely, man. I completely agree. It's just sad to see, you know, I'm not very well known in the magic community. That's just because I've never put myself into the community that much, or I just didn't, you know, I didn't have, I focused on the community, you know, I focused on myself and my own business and focused on like learning all these other things. So that's why I think I've done really well with my company or just with my business, because I didn't surround myself with the drama and all of the stuff that I hear going on all the time. You know, I try to separate myself from drama right immediately if I start hearing stuff. And I've had talked to some magicians I thought were friends, but based on them stealing content from me and doing the exact same thing, and, you know, then going and making a TV channel off of the exact same thing that I had just did and trying to make this money, and I didn't receive anything from it. It's like, okay, you know, I'm not here to screw anybody over. You know, if anything, I want everybody to pursue their dream. If it's a magician, if it's to start a podcast, you know, even if it's to like put dicks in people's hands for a living, like, whatever you want to do, you can do.
Yeah.
Almost legally, but
almost. Yeah.
I love it though, dude. No, and that's a great way to look at it. And I think, you know, that's why you've gotten as far as you have, but why I know I'm excited to see where you keep going. You know, I mean, we talked yesterday and we said, you know, 2021 is going to be a big year, but I'm really excited to see where 2021 and beyond goes for you.
Yeah.
Dude, well, thank you, man. And, you know, I'm excited to see where it goes for you guys too, though, because, you know, each and every week, no matter what you do, every podcast that you guys have, you get that much better. You get better at understanding who you are. I mean, obviously you guys already know who you are after doing this for 54 episodes, but you still get to learn something new about all of the people that you bring in here. And it's a really good way for you to grow into the, in the magic community, and also just in any business community. You know, this is a great networking opportunity for you guys. And this is really good. It's going to be a big year for everyone. And I mean, Xavier, he just said it's going to even be a big year. He just got a vaccine. Oh shoot! Can you hear? Hey, Xavier, I wanted to let you know, man. You know, the movie I Am Legend was based in 2021, and I know you're in New York, and that's where the movie was based. That movie was based on a failed vaccine, by the way. So I hope, brother, I hope you're okay.
Oh my God, X! If we don't hear from you in a couple days, we'll just assume you turned into a zombie.
Dude, he's already a zombie. What are you talking about?
I love it.
Never sleeps. He's always awake. He's all right.
I wake up to like 19 text messages. Yeah,
he thrives at zombie like, that's for sure.
I literally wake up to like 19 text messages from Steve and Xavier, and like I get it because Steve's on the West Coast, but like X is in New York, and it's like 4:45 in the morning, and they're having like deep conversation. I wake up at like 7:30 to get ready for work. I'm like, these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I love it.
Happens.
Well, dude, Tyler, we had such a blast tonight, man.
Yeah.
This has been fun. Obviously, it went a lot deeper than just dicks and hands, but I feel like that was the underlying theme, and that was a blast, man. We're really excited to see where you go for next year. And honestly, if there's anything we can do to help, even if it's just get you back on here talking about fun shit, we would absolutely love it. Everyone who came out tonight, guys, we really appreciate you coming out as well. We obviously love having you here. We love having you as part of the community and joining in on these fun conversations. And sometimes they go crazy off the rails, but that makes it even that much better. So thank you
we have
so
to do
much.
Our next week's guest.
Yeah,
we have to see if anybody wins. We forgot to give a little cue.
So I'll tell you right now, I do not have the thing because our next week's guest just doesn't send me pictures. So
I have a good quiz.
Clue?
Oh, but someone's gonna get it really easily.
Yeah. So we're just going to announce this week's guest.
No. We're just
going to announce this week's guest. I know Steve wants to give away a magic trick.
No, we're going to give away a magic trick. All right.
Okay, Steve, you tell me how it's going to happen.
We're going to have 30 seconds,
okay.
Right? You're going to give 30 seconds. And we're going to give away a magic trick of my choice because I can just do that, right? And you will also get this in the mail, okay? Which we used tonight. It's a Canon. You can
People sign it.
You, I mean, I could sign it. That'd be kind of weird.
Use whiteout. Use whiteout.
There you go.
Sign it with whiteout.
I'll use my whiteout pen, or maybe I'll just ship it with the whiteout pen, and you can write on it yourself. But
yeah.
Okay, so we can. What the fuck?
Steve, you fucked up. I told you no giveaway this week.
How'd I fuck up? Did I say anything?
I don't know. I don't even know how they guess. They're just throwing names out. C-Dub's a dick.
C-Dub, you win.
You win. You get Steve's black dick and the whiteout pen.
No, I'm not gonna send whiteout pen. I'll use that. But he'll get the Canon.
Oh my God.
He'll get the Canon, and he'll also get a magic trick of my choice.
You didn't even get a chance to give away your clue, man.
my clue was gonna be like, he drives a Trans Am.
I was gonna say he's the best playing card designer ever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Let's see, the internet is spinning there. But while we're at it, guys, before we jump into it, we're gonna do a quick you're back. We're gonna do a quick word from our sponsor here, and then we will confirm who next week's guest is. So stick around.
Join us as we celebrate the marvelous and fascinating things that surround us, all in the palm of your hands. You will be mesmerized. Follow us on Instagram at MarvelousDecks and at MarvelousDecks.com.
You will be mesmerized.
That is so badass.
Dude, so we've like the original voiceovers for this were done by Steve, and we're sitting here, and our friend who does owns the company, he's like, I'm getting a professional voiceover actor to do it. I'm like, all right, cool, but I didn't expect it to be like the voiceover everyone thinks of when they think of like an announcer voiceover.
Mine is way better.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Also, you actually, Xavier was the first one to guess too that it was KWP, but he didn't get the right name there. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got to send out 2 dicks, Steve.
No, I don't. I only have one.
You know what you guys should also
He
do?
said KWP. That's not the answer.
The marvelous decks.
What's the question?
You should make
Andrew
another
says
commercial for the marvelous decks.
It's with marvelous dicks.
Oh, I swear. That's what I thought I heard too. I was going to be like, you need to have a female, like with the sexy voice now say it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would be so good. Spade, we'll hit you up. Steve will send you a deck. Don't worry.
I don't have one. I'll draw one for you, Spade.
Yes, guys. Next week's guest is going to be Kenneth Wayne Preston himself, the world's best playing card designer and badass Trans Am driver.
Yep.
So make sure to tune in for that, guys. That'll be next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for coming out tonight. We really do appreciate everything that you do to support the show. Tyler, we appreciate you coming on, man. It was an absolute blast.
Yes,
and
it was. Stick around for the after
Stick around,
party.
yeah. Stick around. And for everyone out there, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We will see you guys all next week.
Thank you, everybody, and peace.